What's good, y'all? I'm Hussle,
I'm Vision.
and this is the Hustle X Vision podcast.
What's going on, y'all?
Today, got a special guest. I know you see this guy in the back. It's my older brother. You call him X, you call him Zay. Some people call him Unc.
Unc's fine with me.
So my stuff isn't loading, but I do have something that I wanted to start off with, just because it's been going around a lot lately, and I felt like my point was misunderstood. I mean, it's GTA 6 being priced at $100, but having an $80 version. What a lot of people are telling me is, it's like, okay, well, it's fine. It's going to be the value. They're saying it's just where things are going. They feel like it's going to be worth it. And I'm like, the only issue that I'm having is, you used to be able to like get something more for what when you paid more. And it wasn't just in-game cosmetics. It wasn't just access to a store. Like, if you mean to tell me that losing access to things that are already built into the game, as in like you're gonna drive past the building that you can't walk into unless you pay for it, like that's a paywall. And that's not something that they added into the game. That's something that at day one you are locked out from a portion of the map. DLC is different. I can understand if you drop it as DLC, but it's not. Now, the other thing is this. Back then, when you used to pre-order games and you used to pay for the premium versions of games, they came with something, right? GTA 6, you don't even get a physical disc. You get a case with a code inside. How does that make sense? How are you justifying them, one, not giving you a disc? Because the whole purpose of the price point is supposed to be the fact of manufacturing discs, manufacturing boxes, manufacturing the artwork. That all goes into the cost of what you're paying for. So you mean to tell me that a game that you don't physically own, that they can take from you at any moment, is worth $100? No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I agree. When I grew up, I'm a little older. When I grew up, we had special edition items.
Right.
Like back when Fallout gave out that new
Pit
cola,
Boy.
the new cola, the
The-
Pit
the-
Boy,
the
Halo,
fridge, yeah.
the Halo helmet, all that stuff, and that was only $100. Fallout gave away a whole ice chest to
Right.
the first 150 people that bought one for $100.
Well, not
I can
even that.
agree. I can agree because certain games do it right by giving the DLC by paying early,
Right.
like Destiny used
Right.
to do.
Right.
I bought the game. DLCs came later with it.
Right.
I already paid that $20 to have
Exactly.
those DLCs.
Exactly.
I agree. If that's not in early game and it's not in the full-fledged game, it ain't worth me paying for.
And that's my only argument to it. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I buy the $120, whatever it costs, because I don't pay for it. But if I did pay for it, I would pay for it. The extra version of 2K. Why? Because what I'm getting for it, I can still get in the game without having to pay for it. You can get the same thing for free. There's certain things, and these are purely cosmetic items. You're gonna get a jacket. You get like a helmet. That has nothing to do with basketball. And you get that extra. It's extra. It has nothing to do with the gameplay. You're not missing out on anything that has to do with the game. And if I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even buy it for the clothes. I bought it for the extra VC that you get. The VC isn't even discounted. It still costs the same as it does if you were to like regularly go buy the. As a matter of fact, you're probably better off buying the game and then going in buying the $100 version instead of the $150 version, and then going in and paying another like $25 or $35 to get the extra VC and like offset the price somehow. But still, like, I'm still willing. Like, I understand paying a premium price, but this goes back to the point that I was making. Premium price means premium product. If I'm paying premium price for a basic product, I should be upset, and everyone else should be like that. To me, that's a slap in the face. So then the next thing is PlayStation decided in the PS6 they're getting rid of a disc completely. There's gonna be no disc for the PlayStation.
So now they buying the games and no access to the collector's items.
It's not even no access to the collector's items. You can't even be a collector anymore. You just took away all novelty of what we call video games. Like, for example,
It should be the past.
this right here. You've played a lot of this.
Oh yeah, that's my game.
This is his game, right? I've played a lot of this.
Ain't nothing like opening that box and having something with you.
You can't take this from me unless you take it. This game still works. It's been working.
Licensing matters. Remember the Marvel game that we used to
the
play?
Ultimate Alliance.
You can't play that one anymore.
No, you
Licenses
can.
have been removed.
You can. You have to have the disc though.
I know. I have the disc. Licenses have been removed.
But you don't have a 360. You got to play it on the
You're right.
360.
You're right.
Because that's the same thing with 007 Agent Under Fire. You can't play that game on an Xbox 360. You have to play it on the original Xbox. Yeah. But you can still buy original Xboxes. You can still buy parts to refurbish your original Xbox if it's not working. So like your novelty item doesn't go away. And licensing does matter, but that's digital. And that's the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is if they own the license to the game and all you have is, I don't know what they call it, so don't chew me up, but you have like a key code, whatever you call it, and you just have access to the game. You don't own the game. So they can take it from you. If it's digital, you don't own it. They say it all the time. Sony's huge on that. They say it all the time. You don't own this game. We just gave you the right to play it for a little bit. So when they start to take it away from you, oh, you're done. And then this leads me to this. Everyone praying on, like, you're a PlayStation guy.
Yeah.
What makes you like Sony?
I mean, it was the first just console that I've just bought.
That's fine.
So that's it, mostly just.
And you stuck with it.
When I just stuck with it, yeah. And mostly because Xbox niggas just hated PlayStation.
That's
So
crazy.
I just hey, haters gonna hate. So I just gonna like keep on going with the hate, bro.
Bro, okay, so look, I didn't expect you to give me that curveball at the end, but I'll say this. So we grew up with the same pops, as in the reason we have Nintendo and Xbox is because he said that's what he picked.
Yeah.
So the same answer that you had. And then I just grew up with Xbox, so it just became the thing that I'm gonna have.
Okay.
I want a PlayStation. I would enjoy PlayStation. They've got exclusives that I want to play.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
to me, PlayStation with Sony is just a shittier service. And here's what I mean. When PS3 and Xbox 360 were going at it, PS3 had, you could play online for free. Xbox, you had to pay for gold.
Yeah.
But the caveat was PlayStation's getting hacked all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Xbox gets hacked, but it's at a very, very, very low rate. It doesn't happen as often. And when the servers go down, it's usually something that gets fixed pretty quickly. And if it does not get fixed quickly, then we're kind of like something's wrong.
Yeah.
But with PlayStation, you don't know what's going on. Sony will go ghost. Like Sony just deleted their Twitter account because of the news that they keep popping out. They just said something else. They're raising the price of PlayStation Plus, so they deleted their account because it's like, no, those are shitty moves.
Yeah.
And so this goes to me. It's like, bro, Xbox needs to get their shit together, but people need to be in support of Xbox getting it together. I'm not saying go buy an Xbox, but I'm saying like at least try to root for some competition.
So you got to look into the new owner of Xbox, the new CEO. She has made
Asha, yeah.
worlds changes, lowering gold, lowering all the cost of all the stuff,
Yeah.
on top of manufacturing and keeping licensing to their exclusives that don't go across. But you also got to look at the fact that they own Steam now. So the only thing that PlayStation got that go on Steam about to get ripped off by Xbox. You can't have exclusives unless it's just through Sony now, which is why Sony's buying up all these other companies so they can control that.
Well, Sony took all their games off of Steam.
You can't.
They took
Because
they
if
did.
they've taken a good majority of them off, but they can't take all of them off because they have cross play. They have to.
Well,
continue
no.
cross-play.
What I mean is the Sony exclusives. So like your God of
those
Wars,
exclusives,
they're
yeah.
taking those games off because those are being licensed by Sony.
Yeah,
and that's
completely
that. Those are the
licensed by
games
Sony
that I'm
now.
talking about. Like, and that to me is that business move where it's like, okay, well, all you did was you took away your game so that people have to buy your product. Cool, I understand that because that's what makes you pick a console, right? You pick a console because of the exclusives that are on it. Right? Back then, you chose Xbox because Halo, but Xbox just had a brand of its own for being like the dude bro game system. Like Mountain Dew and Xbox were associated, and Mountain Dew is associated with Call of Duty. And so you put all those together in Xbox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But all I'm gonna say is like Sony is a shitty consumer. It's shitty for consumers. They're anti-consumers. Like if you like supporting the new business moves, what Rockstar is doing, Take-Two, like all of these are anti-consumer, and I'm just trying. All I'm saying is like, bro, don't let them make this the norm. Like Nintendo started charging like what $70 or $80 for their games first,
Yeah.
and the Nintendo dudes paid for it. But Nintendo has a cult-like following, so the Nintendo dudes probably don't touch Xbox, like the diehard, like the Black Hokage always talks about the Minish Cap Mafia. Those dudes, they're not. They don't give a fuck about nothing else, so they're gonna pay. But when you talk about Xbox and PlayStation, these are competing hardwares. Like, what?
Yeah. It seems like the audience, the consumer, is not being like they're not being appreciative of the customers at all. Like right now, so like I'm glad that I'm not in the gaming world right now. Like it just seems like it's just about money and it's
Absolutely.
like, and all the players, all the gamers. They're just being fucked, like in the middle. And like,
Now look, I understand what you're saying, and the crazy part is this: like the stigma right now is gaming is dead, and it's not. There are so like this year alone.
I mean, there's
is
good games coming out. Yeah.
huge. So it's not that we're running out of stuff to play, it's what we play it on.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna be honest, it's getting to the point to where it's kind of like there's no purpose in even owning a console. Just go get you a PC.
Yeah.
Go buy a PC and then screw everybody that's trying to make exclusives and say fuck both of y'all. So now go sell it to Steam. That to me is like the ultimate move as a consumer, where it goes right now. RAM prices are going up, everything's going up, but you can keep a PC for like 10 to 20 years and make slight adjustments that don't cost nearly what a new game console does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And your monitors are gonna last as long as you take care of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like until we make that next jump into whatever TV goes into, your monitor's not gonna do that much more. And the 4K is as best as it goes, at least what I know of.
Does that excite you, or does it like does that ruin gaming?
It ruins it.
Yeah.
Bro, I love Xbox. I've had it my whole life.
Let's just say like we get this changes into something like Ready Player One, or like
Bro, we're not ready for that.
We're not ready. People are already doing VR kind of gaming now. So how do you feel about that?
Like, bro, have you played the VR games?
No, but I'm interested in playing them.
I've played them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how disorienting it is when you take that helmet off or your Oculus off? Bro, like I felt sick when I took it off.
Yeah.
The games are fun. It's immersive, but you have to stay in a box. And you face the potential of running into something, right? We haven't even gotten to the point to where we've developed a system to where you can actually be stationary but move. We haven't developed a point where, you can actually move your fingers and you still have to hold devices. You
They
still
have
pretty
them.
much operate a controller.
They have them. They just are way too expensive for the average consumer to get.
That was that Apple thing, right?
No,
with the
they have
little
a whole,
beads.
They have a whole construct where you can put a whole glove on, fits to your fingers, fits to everything. It's not as good. It's still like one full thing, like old school GoldenEye.
Okay.
But it isn't as they're still working on it. So they have stuff. It's not consumer ready right now. That has to be your life for you to want to purchase that right now.
And that's what I mean when I say it's not ready yet. We're not ready for it.
But I'm talking about as the future of gaming.
To me, it's one of those things where it's like,
Because
dude, am I ready for it? Absolutely, I am. Do I want it to be rushed? No, and I feel like the way things are going, they're gonna try to do their best to rush it. I don't want a rushed product, bro. Like if Ready Player One coming out to me is one of those things where it's like that's a glimpse into the future. It's a glimpse into what could be, right? But there's a way that you can do that that's so wrong that it just messes it up. And what to me is that it's this thing where you still have Microsoft and Sony doing bullshit, right? Because that's like a one system thing.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, well, how do you get all of these systems into play? How do you get all these different games into play? Because then this turns into how do you even like operate in the game? Like, okay, this changes gaming actually.
Yeah.
So like we're athletes. I can play football. I can play basketball. I can swim. I can do all this stuff. How does that translate into the video game? And the controller, it doesn't. But when you add my body into it, now you've created disadvantages. How do you offset those disadvantages? Because if it's going to rely on your movement, some people are screwed. And that's what I mean when I say don't rush it. It has to be this thing where it creates the even playing field of video game skill. And then you have the mental IQ of everything that comes in afterwards. Like, for example, we're playing with my little homie's little brother. He's 11. We're playing 2K with him. He's ranked number 98 in Ohio on 2K.
Okay.
He's really good.
Yeah.
You want to know where he sucks at the game? His IQ is very low. He just wants to score the ball.
Yeah.
This is a conversation that he would have with me back when I was that age. There's more to this. There's more to this. Like, I need you to understand the more of this.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you talking about? And then when we bring it up, now he doesn't want to shoot. He's just going to pass the ball because now he's upset. Because he's 10. He's 11. I get it.
Yeah.
How many other people have that mindset when it comes into video games? They have the mechanical skills, but they don't have the mental skills to like come with it. Mm-hmm. Then let's reverse it. How many people are going to have the mental skills, the mental capabilities, but not have the mechanical skills when we talk about like VR and everything? That's what you need to solve first. You need to make this to where it's an even playing field of physical. Like, to me, the physical capabilities need to be taken into account first. Mentally, you just got to catch up, get good, because it comes.
Sliders. You're going to have adjusted sliders for when you're playing somebody better. That's just what's going to happen. You want that, you're going to have to adjust sliders. And that's going to have to change from every game to every game because you will always have somebody more physically dominated. You will always have somebody that is smarter. And it's a chess game, period.
And that's what I mean, though. What I mean is like it's a video game.
Yeah.
Take away your physical aspects. That's what I'm talking about. Like, for example, me knowing how to run in a VR type of situation would change the way that I run in a video game. As in, I know the physics, not the physics. I know the mechanics of running.
But that's still your slider. If your character in the game ain't as fast as you actually run, he only a 70, he only gonna run a 70. If that dude that ain't as smart as you or as fast as you got it at 85, it don't matter what you do. If he's functionally moving in the way to be able to get that 85, he gonna get that 85.
Okay, I understand.
So sliders change all that aspect of the game, which sucks in VR because your build is gonna matter more than anything else you do. Well, you're gonna be able to change the game just by saying, I know I'm playing somebody better. Let me adjust this a little bit here. Let me lower this here because I know I'm smarter than him.
That doesn't upset me. That's actually the way I want it to be, because that's the advantage that I'm talking about that needs to be taken out. The advantage of me knowing how to run needs to be offsetted because it's a video game. That's what I'm getting at, because a video game isn't supposed to relate to real life, because at that point you may as well just go play the sport.
Yeah, but that's why the controller, I think, is better. VR's cool, but I like controller because finger movement changes everything.
Right.
The old track and field games we used to play.
Right.
Our brother used to whoop us in that because he just had that. He had that motion. We couldn't keep up with that.
Right.
He would run that 9.2, and we'd be over there at the 9.88.
Right.
And everything. So that matters in some cases.
Right.
But I think that's what you're looking for. Is you're looking for the slider change, but you need that to be automatic.
Exactly.
They can't move that automatic. They would have to reset everything, but you'd also have to know that the person on the other side is faster than you.
But to me, that should be one of those things that you don't even think about it. I shouldn't have to think about the physical attributes of the person on the other side.
So they have games that do that. After you beat enough people enough times, your scale gets moved down. And then there it gets moved up if they haven't played. Well, if you win 99 games in like 2K and some versions of it's not 2K, it's another game. If you beat somebody Madden, if you beat somebody 10 times, and then your 11th game you're playing against somebody that didn't just play 10 games and win 10 games, your sliders get docked.
See, and I've heard about that.
They up the other person's sliders so that you have more competition, because what's the point if you're just going to play against their first time going all day long? So everybody needs 1-2 games to get into it.
And that to me, once again, goes back into the mental aspect of the game. Because if the mental aspect of the game is now I know I'm at a disadvantage because his players can do a lot more than mine can, this is a mental thing. It's no longer has to do with my mechanical skills. What I'm saying is like, once you get the mechanical skills of playing a game, it changes the way you play the game forever, right? Mentally, physically speaking, you can only do so much with the controller. You can only do so much with the mouse, and there's a peak at what you can do. Now, when it comes to mentally, we haven't seen a ceiling in terms of the way people can think through games. We still will see someone do something crazy in a video game. You go, bro, I would have never thought of that. Because at the end of the day, that's that chess aspect that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. That to me is the fun of video games. The fun of video games is the challenge against something that's unknown. Bro, if I know you can only go left, right, up, and down, what, as in physically, what challenge is that? No, the challenge is, where do you go? Mm-hmm. Do you go left? Do you go right? Do you go up or do you go down? Do you fake left and go right? That is what I'm talking about. And so if they can take care of that, bro, fine. But if I don't think they can. I think right now they're so worried, like you said, they're so worried about making their money. Like, bro, they said there's this company that was invested in the what was the game? Elden Ring. There's this company that's invested in the Elden Ring, right? Elden Ring is a great game, hands down. Can't argue it. They said that game didn't make enough money. They said they felt that they didn't monetize that game well enough. Do you know what that says? Yeah. You didn't put in-game items for people to buy for you to milk more of this. That game made billions off of just the game alone. Yeah. Forget Nightfall. Nightfall came in and made them more money. Yeah. And then this is the same company that made other games. I think it was like Sekiro, or they made other games. I could be wrong. Please don't crucify me. I might be wrong. But they made other games. And those games sold millions. So what are we talking about? They didn't make enough money. That's that same issue that I'm having with GTA. That's the same issue that I'm having with Sony. And Xbox just can't keep up because they're just not putting out enough exclusives. And then they did a rug pull with Gears. Honestly, why is Halo on PlayStation? Whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. Halo's not what it used to be. But I'm glad that you came here because this is something that I wanted to talk about too. What if they got rid of Destiny 2 and scrapped Destiny 2 before it got to the ending that it's at now, before they got to Marathon and said, forget it, we're just going to remake Halo as in it's going to be a restart. And they treated Halo as like their golden child again, and they got rid of Halo Studios, bought Bungie, and decided, hey, Bungie, we're going to try to bring back some of the guys that made the original Halo games, and we're going to do a whole reboot of Halo. How do you think that would have went? Just
That's a money
initially.
grab. That's just the money grab.
Okay.
That's what they're doing though. They're remaking some of the old Halos.
No, they are. But this is Halo Studios. It's Halo Studios. They got this third person crap in there, and there's no multiplayer.
Yeah, just the money grab.
Now, do you think that that's gonna sell?
Yes,
I don't.
I do.
I don't think it's gonna sell.
There's so many of us that would play a remastered.
It's not a remastered though.
It is a remastered.
But as in like it's a
Same story, but they're just fixing graphics. Like when D2 put in the grappling system. If D1 had remastered and put a grappling system in, everybody would rebuy that game because it would change so much.
But let me ask you this. What's the difference between Halo Campaign Evolved, Halo Campaign Evolved Anniversary, and this new game?
Just
Halo
graphics.
Or I'm calling it Campaign Evolved. Halo Evolved or Combat Evolved and Campaign Evolved is the new one.
It's just graphics.
Right. Okay, so like why wouldn't I like we've all got the Master Chief collection. Why won't you just play that?
Because every so often you money grab. This is capitalism. This is what capitalism is. If I know that in 15 years I'm gonna want to play Madden with Steve McNair on it as the main character or as the cover athlete, and I get a chance to bring back all them old school teams that I loved, that I grew up with, please believe I'm gonna grab it. Fable, you remaster 1 and 2, I am on it.
But they did.
Period.
So look, they did. Like you've got Fable Anniversary, right?
No. I'm talking about a true remaster, not a re-release. A true remaster.
So no. Fable Anniversary is not a re-release; it's a remastering.
It's not the same. It still looks like the old Fable.
The whole art style is different. The controls are different. They've added missions in there. The Lost Chapters is built into Anniversary.
See, I knew the Lost Chapters yet.
So like, nah, Fable Anniversary is totally is a like if you like honestly, your copy of Fable is in there. That game and Fable Anniversary play two totally different. They play entirely different. They look different. Everything about the game is different.
I'm gonna have to go through and rerun that.
Well,
one.
let me not say everything about the game is different. The game is still itself. It's still Fable. But when you play the game, like I tried to play it on the Xbox or it was on the 360, and I was like, this feels odd because I had been used to playing Anniversary, and Anniversary looks
smoother controls.
It looks the controls are smoother. It's way more intuitive. But the point that I'm getting at is this campaign Evolved is missing the things that made Halo great. Multiplayer, split screen, none of that's there. You mean to tell me that you like okay? It's crazy that he's sitting here. Look, bro, I used to stay up as late as I could on the weekends with him, my other brother, and their friends. They're playing Halo, and I used to sit there and like try my best to stay awake to watch them play the game. They would all leave, and I'd sit there and I'd play around because everyone's gone. They just left the split screen, bro. The screen is split in 4 ways.
2 Xboxes connected.
Yeah.
2 in one room, 2 in the other room.
They're doing something like that you don't have anymore, right? And then it's not even that. Like I understand now, everyone has access to the internet. Everyone is online with this because me, him, and Bam, we all sat in the same room and played the same game with each other, but it was online. Okay, fine. You don't even get to do that. It was the fact that I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. He's sitting on the other side of the bed, looking at another screen. And my nephew, his son, is sitting right next to me playing on another screen. But we're all playing the same game with each other at the same time. Yeah. You can't even do that. And to me, that's the fun of Halo. To me, that's the fun of multiplayer video games. Halo's not just a single player thing.
The original online was Halo.
The first online.
That almost ruined me. That first day online almost ruined. I almost never played that shit again.
Bro.
Getting destroyed by a Halo vet.
Bro, when you and I were playing Halo, you can't even do that. I can't even introduce you to the game without you having the game. You have to have the game or play mine, but I can't play it with you.
Yeah, I can't remember the last game that actually has done multiplayer campaigns like that.
Well, because everything's online now.
Yeah.
But that's Halo. To me, that's what makes Halo Halo.
I get you.
You don't have Halo without multiplayer, especially not split screen. That's like having GoldenEye without split screen.
Yeah.
Anyways, I could talk about this shit all day, and it's just gonna sound like I'm just going on and on and on about it. So I'm just gonna like calm myself down because that shit gets me hot because I love video games. So let's talk about something that I don't care enough about. Why did Supergirl flop?
I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
No. I'm not going to.
Oh, really?
I said in the previous podcast, I'm not watching that shit.
Oh yeah, you did. I don't know. I'm gonna go see it probably after we go to DreamCon and everything like that. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be some sexist shit, and people just didn't go to see it. I've watched all the. I watched Captain Marvel. I watched Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun. They're fun movies. Wonder Woman 90,
The 19 whatever.
84 or something like that. It was. I didn't.
It wasn't that
It
good.
wasn't that good,
But it didn't
I
flop.
enjoyed it. And did it not flop?
No. This is a flop. This movie sold less than Morbius.
Oh shit! But I'm gonna say it's.
This movie's a flop.
I'm gonna say that it's just that people just did not go to see it.
But why?
They already had criticisms of why they didn't want to see it, and they didn't give it a chance.
Because it's who wants to. I asked you earlier. I said, who wants to watch that? I said, why would you not want to watch that over Static Shock? Who would go watch this movie over Static Shock? If Static Shock, it isn't. That was the point I was making.
Yeah.
That tweet that came up when they said nobody wants to know. Why do we need a Static Shock movie? Why do we need a Supergirl movie? And you tried to argue for it about how good it was going to be, and all I said who wants to watch that? People watch Static Shock. We like Static Shock.
That's true. But we would watch a.
No,
I would watch a lot of.
They're not
superhero characters.
They ain't watching Supergirl. They wasted money. That's a waste. And it's a waste. Not only is it a waste, but people said they argued against having a Static Shock movie, saying we don't need it, versus letting this Supergirl movie come to. They didn't say anything about it. They just didn't watch it. This was a silent kill.
For in an established like universe. Well, for me, I don't want just like a universe of just one standalone movies and everything like that.
So why are we having Supergirl already?
Supergirl's part of the has been part of the Justice League.
Is she a founding member?
She's not.
Is she a season 1, 2, or 3?
A lot of her scenes have something to do with like multiversal villains and everything like that.
Okay, so why don't we have Static Shock?
Static Shock is a standalone. It would be just
Static Shock gets introduced because you can bring in Static at any age.
That's true. But right now, I think Gunn is trying to make a collective.
What's the nigga with the T?
The what?
The nigga with the T on his face.
Mr. Terrific.
Mr.
Why is he here?
He was a side character.
Okay then.
He was. That's it though. Like
okay, Static could be a side character and still have his own standalone movie and be better.
That's true, but like you have to make it a good plot.
And do you not think that could happen?
That can happen.
I think it would be better than bringing Supergirl in.
I mean, they made a movie about Supergirl just because they put her in.
And who gives a fuck about her being in there?
So what you're looking at when it comes to Static that makes his hard to do is he's street level. The same reason why he's above. He's Justice League, he's everything, but his development is street level, which makes Daredevil a hard character to do. He is street level. Spider-Man has more Avenger time than street level, but Daredevil and Static are on the same path, stuck in the same place. Their intro and their storylines are street level. Static does have a big line, but his story is not known beyond his street level.
But get where I'm coming from, because I like that y'all bring up Spider-Man. Spider-Man is very much a street level superhero.
Spider-Man can go toe to toe with anybody, just in the way Static can.
All right.
But Spider-Man's story is 80 years longer than Static's is. So Spider-Man's already been known. We've already known since before his movie started. If he wanted to take you out, it ain't nothing.
So listen.
Static can take you out, but his development is what you know of when you grew up.
No, it's not. It's not. Exactly. That's the point I'm making.
The whole point of that is if they brought him in, nobody wants to start at the street level explosion.
And that's what the point that I'm making about that is you don't have to.
But
you don't have to.
You will get a backstory. If you do Old Man Static, which everybody would love to see, which is pretty much Black Lightning, if you do that.
Oh, hell no. Whoa, don't disrespect Static. Whoa.
I'm not disrespecting. Black Lightning is a beast still.
Yeah, but
I'm just simply saying, if you did that with him, you brought in Old Man, then you have to go back. Then your standalone is going to suck because it's just going to be him in high school with the explosion and all the metahumans, but it's still not going to be as big as if he's just Old Man fighting Doomsday.
What I'm getting at is this. You don't need to make him Old Man off rip. As in, bring him into the Justice League as Old Man. Fine.
Like, do you know who owns Static?
What's it called?
I already explained this. It was Milestone
Yeah.
Media. They're the ones that control who Static works with.
Okay.
More than DC. They
Right.
don't have any
Okay.
ownership over any of the Milestone comics.
Okay.
They can ask Milestone to use them. That's why Milestone is an all black company.
Facts.
When what's it called? Key and Peele's half brother. Damn it,
Keanu. No, I'm just playing.
not Keanu. What the fuck? What's his name?
Or is it Michael's brother?
It's Keegan Michael Key's brother.
I don't know.
What's his name?
I don't know. Like, all right.
I'm saying like
I just wanted to I just want this to be understood. I just want this to be understood, right? If I'm gonna speak on behalf of a company, right? As in, like, we're gonna root for the company, okay?
Yeah.
You want to make money, make Static Shock. That's all I'm saying. You want to make money, make Static Shock.
Spider-Man didn't make no money before he got to Marvel because he was under Sony.
But
Sony fucks shit up.
Whoa. Spider-Man was making money before he got to Marvel.
Movies.
Yes.
He ain't making Tom Holland money
No, because now where we're at,
because he's in Marvel.
because of Toby, because of Andrew, now we get to have what we have now.
Yes, but he was not. This did the highest grossing one.
But we're not gonna act like that. Those movies didn't do numbers.
So the thing that I'm saying about those numbers is who is he fighting against? His villains were still street level. Street level.
No.
Hard.
It was
money.
okay, but
Sinister Six.
but still, like, bro, those movies are, and let's be clear about who we're specifically trying to talk to, right? We're talking to people that actually care about somewhat of comic books. We're talking. I'm not gonna take in like the super nerds. I'm just talking about people that somewhat care about comic books. If you somewhat care about a comic book, you enjoyed those Spider-Man movies. You may not have liked who was starring in them, but you enjoyed those movies. You would enjoy a decently written Static Shock. This goes back to what I'm saying, bro. Who wanted to watch Supergirl?
But that's exactly why I hate the general audience, though. Like they don't know shit
No,
about.
I'm saying no. I'm saying general audience as in people that actually would read a comic book. We're not talking about the general audience as like the public. I'm talking about the specific niche of dudes that would actually go in and say, "Let me go back and read that."
That's why they're not watching it because that's the audience that isn't watching it.
Supergirl.
Yes.
Yeah, and they would watch Static. You mean to tell me they wouldn't?
There's a lot that would. It's not that, man. We fighting.
Man, look.
We fighting every day.
Man, T'Challa went and made great money.
Because Black Panther is a staple.
No. There's a lot of people that had no clue who Black Panther was.
But it is a staple. That movie.
Staple.
Can you go back to like say that was a great movie? Like throughout of it, like
It was a great movie. Blade saved Marvel.
that's true. That's true.
And who knows Blade except from that movie? And then finding out who Blade is.
But that wasn't even Blade 2. That was not a comic accurate.
It wasn't. That makes it even better. Now you're proving my point. Comic people that love comic books love that Blade trilogy. You're proving my point. The point that I'm making is you made a Blade movie. You made a superhero movie about a guy that most people would tell you I have no idea who that character is at that time, and it went crazy.
But people care about comic accuracy more than ever now.
Okay, so then once again, why make a Supergirl movie? Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to watch it. That's why no one watched it. You make a Static Shock movie, people want to watch it. This is my argument. People will watch Static Shock. Make the Static Shock movie and people will go see it.
I tell you what it is. DC don't make good movies.
They don't.
That's the problem.
Okay, and
if they made a Squirrel Girl, I guarantee
It's the same reason why.
somebody will watch
It's the same reason why they won't do a good Static what's it called? In Young Justice and every part of like Young Justice, he always gets like a few lines. Yeah, he gets a sideline. Milestone doesn't trust DC to take care of.
And so
the
then
characters.
this is what I'm asking. Why don't they come together? As in, Milestone is the creative directors. Milestone has majority control of what happens with this movie. You can go around this, and if it has to do with DC not wanting to get paid, not wanting to pay, well, you're gonna make a lot more money off this movie than you made off of Supergirl.
They still have
nobody asked for that. We want Static. Nobody asked for Supergirl. And I'm gonna make some people mad. I'm gonna make some people mad.
Do you want Static in the DC universe?
As long as Milestone can make sure that their characters being treated properly, absolutely. But if you're not going to put them a part of the DC universe, just make it standalone and let Static be his own standalone movies. We've got Batman movies that keep coming out. How many Batman movies have we ever had? How many actors have played Batman? True. How many actors have played Superman? So the point that I'm making is we're talking about standalone movies in terms of carrying your okay, Superman and Batman, the top two, you get it, we get it. But why do we have to have so many movies about them? How many Flash movies do we have? Money. How many Flash movies do we have?
Probably one. Yeah. One.
Okay, now how dominant could Flash be if you do it right? Because that show is good. Could be very dominant.
True, but they just don't see money in.
No, because they're not writing it properly. Fine. Like he said earlier, they make shitty movies. Fine. Okay. But it's because when you write a Flash movie, you actually have to try to figure out what people know about Flash and what people don't, because they only know the Flash to the Justice League. It's hard to make a standalone movie about a character that you really don't know much about because he's not that important outside of the Justice League to the general comic book audience. The general. We're not talking about like people that are specific into it, because I'm not even specific into it. I don't pay attention to the Flash outside of the Justice League. So then when we talk about Static, you don't need to put Static Shock in the Justice League. You don't have to. You don't need to make Old Man Static. Just make a Static Shock movie. Make it good. Make it to what we want to see. Do just like Black Panther did, because Black Panther was going to tie into the Avengers. But all I'm saying is we're going to watch it.
You know where you fell at with that?
I'm listening.
You remember Punisher Dark Knight?
No.
You remember the real graphic Punisher movie that they made when you were younger? The comic book accurate one. Did you know anybody in that movie?
No.
You know why that movie flopped? Nobody knew nothing about the villains. Nobody knew nothing about anything. I agree. I would love to see a Static Shock movie, and I would love to see it done right. But if it's not written right or done right, or they don't have the ability to use characters that matter on the other end, then you fail.
So use them.
You can't.
Why not?
If Milestone only has access to certain ones, which is why the show only had certain villains in there. Did not have none of the DC villains. What's the point of doing a Batman movie if the Joker, the Riddler, or Penguin is not in that movie? Who is going to hold that? Because the one with the Scarecrow kind of sucked ass a little bit, but it was still a good movie. It's a good movie. But if you don't have that other side that really challenges that guy, it don't matter how good or the fact that you want to see it. This movie sucked ass because don't nobody know none of Supergirl's villains. All people knew Lobo. That was it. And people saw it for Lobo.
Right.
Everybody wanted to see him because they felt like he was the perfect Lobo.
Right.
So that is probably one of the bigger reasons why people saw this movie. But you still have to have the other side, because if I don't have a Batman where I know Joker's going to show up and do something, or Penguin, or the Riddler. The Batman was dope as fuck because the Riddler came out of nowhere and surprised the fuck out of me in that movie.
So let me ask you.
If you don't have that strong other side, we talk about that all the time. This dude was good, but that motherfucker sucked. They should have picked somebody else to do that one.
So this
Tom Holland
so
with
this
the
is what I'm
Vulture.
asking. So this is what I'm asking.
Fuck.
This is what I'm asking, right? Do you need to tie in Static to the universe of the DCU in order? Hold on, let me finish. In order to use DCU, like let's let Miles. This is what I'm saying. They have to come together. They have to absolutely have to come together, right? But if Static has his standalone movie, why? If it's standalone, right? Why do I need to have the other villains in the DCU incorporated into the DCU already just to bring it to Static?
You have to do comparative stats and comparative fights. If you don't have a good villain, then who's bringing me? Yeah, I understand you want to see Static, but everybody he fought in that show wasn't shit.
But what I'm saying is, it's not the show. I'm talking about the so Static going through and wiping everybody, because he does. Bring in the villains that people want to see, that people can recognize.
That's communication with DC.
And that's why I'm saying they got to work together.
Give you access because Miles wants so much control. Because think about even when you watch Superman, he got to get his ass whooped. You ain't never seen Static get put on his ass like that. In the way that they be putting Superman on his ass.
And this is why I'm saying you don't make an old man Static. You make a Static who's a young adult. You make a Static who's in his 30s.
If they want to have complete control where he's decent and where he's good, DC has to give up a villain that fucking matters.
But okay, so look, this is what I'm getting at. If you give up a villain that matters, right, and you do say that this is not tied to the DCU, the cinematic universe, right, that means that whatever happens in this movie does not reflect on what's going to happen with the Justice League.
Yeah, but then it's not DCU.
I just said that.
But then you're looking, and I understand where you're going with that, but then at the end of the day, the intent is that they want to move everybody into that.
And that's
so even
fine.
if you do a standalone just to see if it gets traction, can I take what he just did and put it into here? Yes or no? Are y'all gonna give me the ability to see that we will do this character well? Yes or no? That's what matters. And if Miles feels like that's not what's gonna happen, then you can't do it.
If we did it, I feel like if we did that, we would have the same problem that we had with Black Lightning, the show.
Okay, and just explain.
Like it was standalone. We did not know the villains. After Tombstone was done, it just kind of flopped after that. After that, we just didn't know who to fight.
Static Show might be dope as fuck because you can build up villains.
That's true. That's true. But like, you have to build them up. You got to. And there's not a lot of static villains that I can think of off the top of my head that are like. There's at least 2 that I can count.
3,
Okay.
That's it.
And you know what? That's fair. Fine. I look. Yeah. But all I'm saying is if you want to make some money, if you want to fill seats because that's what they want to do, make a Static Shock movie.
I think the only thing they
like right now we're arguing specifics, but I'm like, no, you like the basis of what I'm saying is like make a Static Shock movie and you'll make the money you want. You'll make people happy.
I think
just do it right.
I think the only thing they can make actual money is like Blood Syndicate as a standalone. Like nobody knows them very well, but to make them like this whole group, it's kind of like Suicide Squad. You can just do anything with them. But yeah.
Hey, look, like I said, I understand what y'all are saying, and like from a comic book lover perspective, absolutely, right? But as someone who just wants to enjoy a movie, make the movie.
So you want a Blade type.
Exactly.
That's the only way you can do it, but he doesn't. If you do that, you still have Dracula on Blade's side. So no matter what happens, anybody can use Dracula. That's a name. You're still going to have a problem with it being like the fans of Static. Oh my God, I know you have your villains that you would love to see them fight on a big screen, but you still have to pull people in.
Okay, and
you still have to pull people. That's what you're missing.
So this goes to what I talk about whenever it comes to fandoms being not taken into account of when it comes to making movies or TV shows, right? So he's never played a Fallout video game. He actually liked the show. I asked him why did he like the show, and he said, "I'll let you explain why you like the show."
Like I've seen some gameplays of Fallout, and it was always just an interesting world to see the gameplay and everything like that. Same with Red Dead.
Let's talk about the show.
Yeah,
because you haven't played the game.
Yeah. Okay, but I still enjoy it.
Like, what about the show made you watch the whole thing?
It's a dystopia area where I found it interesting that it was like a different world. I watched dystopias a lot. Resident Evil. It's kind of like a Resident Evil type deal. Everything's going to shit. I kind of actually wanted to see about the monsters, like the Deathclaw.
Oh, when you ran across one of those, your day was ruined.
Yeah.
I hope you saved it before dog meat.
I don't know. Right. I don't know if the game did it on the Deathclaws justice as they did in season 2, but I thought it was interesting seeing what this world is like. And
before you continue with that, you would have not killed a Deathclaw.
Everything except Fallout 4.
Okay.
In every game except Fallout 4, a Deathclaw was something that you ran away from.
It was not undefeatable, but the way they did it in the show where they kind of just walked through it a little bit, that's not happening.
That's Fallout
that's
4
not happening.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nah, but
or Fallout 76 more like, because Fallout 4 you still had to you had to do some shit to kill them.
Well, no, remember you run into that Deathclaw at the very beginning of the game.
And then
at the very beginning of the game, you go up to the top of the that little building where
you could shoot him down. Yeah, you could shoot him down.
You got into the
mech suit.
Yeah, I forgot what they call it. But and then you go down with the minigun, and that's at the and that's base game. That's base character.
Yeah, but that's you doing it in the suit. When you spend most of Fallout's not in suit.
So no, that's true. Power armor.
Yeah, power armor.
So, but I'm just saying though. I'm just saying like the fact that like you encounter a Deathclaw at the very beginning of the game and you kill it. That's only like a Fallout 4 and on type of thing. In the earlier games, you didn't see a Deathclaw until later, and then when you did see it, you may have shot it, and then you've been like, because it had a skull by its name, and you'd be like, oh shit, because it fucked you up. right? So, but I say all of that. I bring up the show because the show actually it pays its respect fully to its original source material, and even though it's its own thing, and I will give Fallout its credit because Fallout just has a universe where this can work to where you don't have to follow by a specific story because every game is different, right? So because every game is different, you can do your own thing. But they paid homage 100% to its source material, and they 100% satisfied fans. Well, not all of us, but they satisfied a really great majority of Fallout fans. He put me on the Fallout. And you want to know how? I don't know if you remember. I'm playing Minecraft. And he asked me, he was like, "Why are you playing this game?" Mind you, we just finished sixth grade. Sixth grade year's over, right? So it's summertime, and it was like the third day of summer, and he's like, "Bro, stop playing that." And I'm like, "But it's like fun." He's like, "What's the point about it?" "Well, you do survival." And I'm telling him about building and stuff. He said, "Let me show you something." So he shows me Fallout. He said, "This game, you can get radiation, you get all the stuff that you're doing in there, but you get to shoot stuff and this, that, and the third." And I was kind of like, "But I want to play this." And he was like, "Nah, play this." And so I started playing it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Still didn't make me stop playing Minecraft, but it got me into Fallout. So it's the fact that game stayed true to its material. The show stayed true to its material. Then you have something like Avatar, have something like One Piece. These live actions aren't staying true to their source material, and you're pissing off people that enjoy the source material. Is that not your fan base? Because this goes into what I'm talking about with Static. Static cannot be a popular character if people don't like him. You can't say Static's not popular if he doesn't have a huge fan base. Right? So that huge fan base is the fan base that you should appeal to when it comes to just showing it, because that's going to get other people interested. That problem. Well, no,
all of them. It's just some of them can overcome because the character love.
So let's call it what it is, right? Spider-Man. Spider-Man was broadcasted as everyone's favorite superhero. In our age group, right? But Spider-Man, when you came out with Spider-Man, it wasn't like you said, it was all street level stuff. And so anyone that didn't know comic books, they may have known who Spider-Man was from TV shows, but you really didn't understand why this movie was supposed to be as big. Why did they make a Spider-Man movie?
That's true.
That's all I'm saying. Why make that movie? Same thing with Fallout. Why make a Fallout show? It has a fan base, and its fan base is supportive enough to support you making money if you invested the money into it. That's all I'm saying about with Static. Supergirl.
That was random.
That's what I'm saying. You made a Supergirl standalone movie. What fan base does she have? Outside of Superman. Make a Superman and Supergirl movie. You'll make more money. You'll make more money.
Not today.
Probably not today, but
they already said Superman's too woke.
But yeah, and I'm glad you said that.
I enjoyed the movie.
No, that's something that I'm gonna get to later.
Thank you.
The Superman movie, I actually dug
No, it wasn't bad. No, I don't think it was bad.
Watching him get his ass whooped, going back and actually doing it like the cartoon did it back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. I don't think it was bad.
He was not hurt by the punches or anything like that. It just like pushed him back.
It took time over. It took a toll on him after time.
Going so over like he's taking actual damage and everything like that.
Right. I don't think it was bad. But you brought up woke, right? I just gotta ask you, bro. How did the group that grew up with such great movies, such great comedy, how did your age group end up being so offended by everything? Because you guys are the catalyst of this.
My age group is not offended. It's those older. I don't see woke or otherwise. I'm 40. My age.
Hey, actually, his brother graduated.
May just be offended. We don't get offended. Jay already can tell you. Between me and my older brother, we don't like. If you want to offend, you got to do.
Y'all 5 years like
y'all got to do. Yeah, but now they're conditioned now to see these things. Mm-hmm. We weren't conditioned to see these things. I was conditioned to understand good movies. Understand good roles, understand good directing. I understand those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. People's emotions, we didn't grow up in an emotional household, did we? Right. What do you mean? Yeah. Like, it's a shit talking session every time we come over here. But that's the generation I grew up in. Mm-hmm. I grew up in, if you ain't got something to say back to me, it don't even matter. So these movies, I don't see woke in them. I don't understand where they're trying to woke, because being who Superman is, he's the definition of woke. He's the definition of everybody matters. He's the definition of everything cares, and I should be taking care of those even if they are powerless underneath me. Therefore, it cannot be woke if this is who he is.
Right.
But if you're offended by somebody thinking that him giving a damn about a different country and protecting those in that country as woke, then you failed to understand who the character is. They're talking about the
white woke, white MAGA woke, or woke from our definition?
It's not ours.
Hold on. Before you even say that,
Because
you and I both know it's not our woke.
Woke on our end is a different circumstance. That's just being aware of society and how we are viewed. We don't necessarily look at others as a people and think, man, F them. I ain't getting ready to take care of them. I saw what am I getting out of this? We don't think that way as a black culture because we grew up and we're rooted in taking care of your community.
So look.
And that's Superman's whole thing is taking care of community.
I'm glad we're going here, bro. So look, when you see these guys walking around, and the guys that I'm talking about, we all are gonna call it what it is. These are the racist guys. We're not.
Right, look, I'm military. I can't speak on those other things, but I will speak on.
But hold on. There's somewhere I'm going. They make the Punisher their superhero. They make the Punisher their guy. They use the Punisher as their brand, and the Punisher, like, they put him in situations in their tweets, their comments, and everything is this racist guy, and they don't realize that character actually is against all of that. That character is a guy for everybody. He would be considered woke. That's what I mean. You have guys like Punisher. You guys have guys like Master Chief.
That's how you're looking at things that people that know versus people that just see. You have some people that just see the guns,
right,
and shooting people and capturing those, and that's an odd. That person's left from us, or that person's not the same as us,
right.
So he's going to catch him, which was Frank Castle, the mercenary.
Okay,
but you're talking about Frank Castle, the person,
right?
You're talking about Frank defending his family and getting revenge for his family, and taking care of those that were messing over him. That's a whole different. But that's reader versus watcher.
I'm not even gonna say watcher. I'm gonna say someone that just doesn't understand the character.
Yeah.
Because here's what I'll say. In terms of someone like Superman, a reader and a watcher should be seeing the same thing.
They are.
And this is the same thing when it comes to the Punisher. A reader and a watcher should be seeing the same thing. And
what you're watching.
All I'm saying is they at the end of the day, this character is rooted in the same type of ideology of, okay, Superman's more nice, way more nice. The Punisher is like, I don't give a fuck who you are, but like, that's fucked up, and I don't fuck with that. That's all I'm saying about it.
I agree.
Man, this is great. Like, he said he was gonna come in here and he was gonna stir up the pot a little bit.
Yeah.
I just know how to speak on it.
What we gonna talk about? Do you have anything to talk about?
I mean, I'm just here filtering in
what
y'all got. I do got one thing. That dub versus sub y'all had last week. That dub versus sub, you can't have the hate that you can't have for it. Because you got to remember, like me, I'm working damn near every day, all day.
That means you didn't hear what I said.
I heard what you said. I watched the whole thing. Just saying, we can't have the hate between both.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to do that and then be happy that people are celebrating it too.
I agree.
Because like for me, I can't watch Black Clover sub. Asha screams way too damn much for me. Okay. His whole thread line is every time he says, even if he's just saying hi, I will never watch that sub. I will always watch that dub. That's dub all day. Attack on Titan, dub all day. Dragon Ball Z, it's iffy. I didn't watch Kai growing up. I grew up on Dragon Ball Z. Right. So I didn't watch what y'all saw, the fillers being taken out. That's dub all day. Just because I like the actresses, I like the voice actors. Yeah, there's a few that I think are amazing, and I will listen to them point blank, period. But we can't have that hate because some of us just do it because, like you said, I don't have time. You said I watch when I'm working. Yeah. Like I do that. That's what I do. I'll be at work, headphones in, phone to the side, typing up whatever I got to do for my stuff.
I'm not even looking at it.
Even when I am, I'm looking at the words at the same time, even if I'm watching dub, because the translation is different. It's different even from the English version. Go watch Ghost Stories. If you haven't seen Ghost Stories, one of the funniest animes ever made. They had that joke about the kid running and then there's a black guy chasing you. Watch. I guarantee you that show, they didn't push over the script from, I think it was Japan to English. They didn't give them the script. So all they saw was shit they were doing on screen, and they just spoke on what the fuck it looked like. I would advise y'all go watching it because you can't do that one dubbed and stuff. It's two different worlds.
Yeah.
So you got to give them their respect, and you got to give the honor to those that do dub, because dub got all of us into it.
And then that was the point that I was making.
Yeah, it got us all into it.
That was the point I made.
My first anime ever was Gundam.
Okay, yeah.
Gundam, not Toonami, just Gundam.
Right.
Gundam Zero, Wing Zero, those are my favorites.
Because you had things also like
Dragon
Pokemon.
Ball Z put me on anime.
You had Pokemon.
Gundam put me on that. I grew up when Pokemon
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Started.
Right.
Like my first real integration to anime was Gundam in elementary, And then by the time I got to 6th grade, people were talking about Pikachu, and I was like, "What the fuck is you talking about?"
Right.
And they were in there, Pika Pika, and I was just like, "This bitch,
That's that. I'll give that in terms of statistics. And if you call that your favorite, we'll go there. But all I'm saying is, for me, Naruto, that first ending for Naruto to me is the best one.
I feel like JoJo's beats both of them.
Ooh, oh, he's because he's talking about when they put what's it called on there?
Jodeci?
Yeah, they had Jodeci on there at the end.
Yeah. Nah, it's my favorite.
As soon as you said that, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I'll give it that just because that's one for the culture.
Yeah.
That's one for the culture.
No, that's nice.
for the culture."
No. Facts.
Yeah.
That's just one of those ones that was never expected. That's why I say that. That one came left field, and it was good. It was good. They didn't just have some recognizable name show up and start singing. It was very kind of like.
Nah, they vary in the culture in JoJo's. Like, they're very in fashion and everything like that.
Oh, absolutely.
And that all came from like just us pushing that shit over to theirs.
Absolutely.
Like, then they bring it back over here in different fashion and all that.
Absolutely.
That's why we need to end this kind of Asian and black people hate right now that we got going on.
For right now, I'm okay with seeming like a Viltrumite.
In that expected? Like, oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
If they if I'm looked at like a Viltrumite every time they see me, all right, fine, all right, cool. To me, that's a level of respect. You look at me and you're like, all right, let me walk the other way. And it's not one of those things of like, no, he's gonna steal my purse. It's like, no, this motherfucker might choke me. Fine.
No, this might breed with my woman. That's what.
I believe it.
Don't breed with mine.
I believe it.
Yeah. Shit. How y'all feeling about music right now?
I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking about that.
I was in the car and like it's just, and we kind of listen to old classics. We listen to everything, I guess. Like,
yeah.
But R&B is not what it is anymore.
What it used to be?
Yeah, like music in general isn't what it used to be right now. How long right now are we gonna have Drake and Kendrick and J. Cole be the leaders of hip hop and everything?
Okay. Before you go, because Sniggy used to give me hell about that shit all the time. This is what I'll say. So first and foremost, you have to have people that are popular. Okay, and not everyone that can actually rap is popular. Because they do things that aren't considered what people like. Okay,
that's true.
Let's start there.
It's right broader screen, right? It's a broader realm right now.
Okay,
everyone's doing their own kind of thing right now. So yeah, I can get that.
So what I'm gonna get into is like a lot of the reasons why people think my music sucks is because they don't understand I enjoy music. So I may listen to a song because the beat's nice, and I just ended up knowing the words because the words come with the song, the beat. So I like the song because of the beat, and I ended up knowing the words. There's other things where the beat might suck, so people aren't enjoying what it sounds like, but the words are saying something. Yeah. So I like that. Now, growing up, he used to give me shit because it would be like, man, what are you listening to? This, that, and the third. And I'd be like, okay, whatever. I don't care. And it started with that song Racks. Sniggy used to make fun of us because my whole basketball team, we heard it in Houston one day, and we all came back, and we're racks on racks on racks. Racks on racks on racks. He used to give us shit, and he'd be like, okay, bro, whatever. We don't care. But the substance of what he was saying was like, what are they saying? And that's what he was saying. Like, that song had a decent beat. It just had a catchy hook.
Yeah.
And then Future wrote the whole thing, but it like nowadays that song is liked by us because we like Future. We grew up liking Future. Like the Future that after Turn on the Lights, because there's a Future before and there's a Future after. So Future is a likable guy, right?
He's okay. Yeah.
So in general public, right?
Yeah.
Drake is a likable guy, general public. Kendrick Lamar is a likable guy, general public. But if you go back and you listen to Kendrick Lamar's music, you go back and listen to J. Cole's music, these guys are actual like MCs. They're artists. When they write, they have some shit that there's a message going. Even if it's a bullshit song, there's still something where like there's substance to the music. So when you talk about music today, you run off the fact of this is what we were talking about with animes being rushed. It's the same thing with music. If I can get you a catchy hook, fine. Because that's all that really matters. All that matters is when the hook comes back on, now everybody in the club is doing that. Yeah. And then when the rest of the song is playing, they're just kind of like, but they're not really engaged. Then when the hook comes back, now you got everybody. So we're running into a thing where TikToks are ruining music. And this had nothing to do with the start of it. But when you think about someone like Chief Keef, I love Chief Keef growing up.
Yeah.
I loved it. But do you want to know why I loved it? There was an energy behind it that We were just all just like, if you ever listen to me, if you see me listen to music and I actually like the music, you'll see me shake my head like I have dreads.
Yeah.
That is cool. That's a thing to where you go, do you know why people liked it? Well, it looked appealing. It looked like something that we would enjoy. So regardless of him saying anything that's substantial, he was a pop star because he's a cool guy. So then when you run out of things like that, well, now what do we call cool? What do we really call them cool to where people are like gravitating towards? We're running out of ideas of things to call cool, except like right now, I feel like we're doing things are kind of going back and we're doing like a refresh cycle. We are now cycling back to where we were before. And I could be wrong, but like, that's why right now music kind of sucks.
No, you right. You right. I done taught you so well.
This nigga.
No, so I agree. I agree with the same sentiment. I would go a little further in certain areas as far as TikTok is ruining. You can think about how many songs you know the song part of the TikTok, because that's the most popular part of that song, and you don't know nothing about the rest of the song. I grew up having problems with him listening to that music because I always came through with substance rap. I came in with Tupac. I came in with Biggie. I came in with Jay-Z.
Like, this nigga didn't like Kodak Black.
Nah, I don't. There's a couple catchy Tunnel Vision, all that. There's a couple things where I can listen to them and be like, okay, NBA YoungBoy took me a little minute, but I got into some of the other artists because they always have like one or two albums that's like, well, I didn't reach nobody here, so I gotta go here. People forget, what is it? Tip. T.I. started with a reggae album, flopped. And then all of a sudden he became a thug because that's what was hot.
Right.
And that's what sells. But
right.
What J. Cole, Kendrick, and what Drake do that most people can't do, that formulates our music today, is they touch people in every area. People get on Drake for the fact that he does the club pops. Well, guess what? If all these other songs that people are making are trash, my club pop gonna go because I got a name. Club on a Tuesday was a dope song, and then Drake got on it and became worldwide. And then if you went to a bar on a Tuesday, that played 17 times, because you got to have a name, but you can't just have a name. You have to have a backing for something. Drake only got in because he did the show, Degrassi.
Yeah.
You got to have a name, but you got to have something that's different, and you still got to vibe, and you still got to move around to where other people in every lane can catch it. Because Drake's best albums, half the songs that didn't play on the radio were his hits to everybody else. Yeah. The Million Makers was from Take Care. All the other ones, all the other songs, he had Legend. Legend is a banger, not a radio hit, but it still touched everybody. A lot of the artists now are looking for that quick buck. They're looking for that quick, like you said, the TikToks. They're looking for that. I need that one little hit. I need that one little, everybody gonna catch this, and then I'm gonna sell $1 million off. They're more or less doing single EPs.
I have a friend. They are
doing full albums that matter.
I have a friend that said this. He said the best music is timeless, and the reason that it's the best music is because it doesn't matter what area you're in, you're gonna like it. Right, so you have things like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm bringing this up because Drumline was one of my favorite movies. But Dr. Lee,
your favorite movie.
That's why I said. But Dr. Lee, he was making a great point. He was like, "What is music? Or you guys want to listen to some Snoop Doggy Dogg, right? There are some Snoop Dogg songs that I like that in 10 years they're gonna be like, what the fuck is that? And I'm gonna be like, nigga, this is Snoop Dogg. But then if I play something like Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, everyone is gonna go, yep." And it's just because that song is timeless, right? Then you have somebody like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Tupac, Michael Jackson. You have all these different artists. Majority of their music is like that. The majority of their music, it doesn't matter when you play it, everyone's going to go, oh yeah, this one goes.
Let's look at it. You can still play Best I Ever Had and be down.
Right.
You can still play Love and be down.
Right.
You can play J. Cole's first album and be down. You can go back to the Blueprint and be down. But do you really feel like your album 2 years ago from Kodak might got more than one or two songs that you can really rock out to?
Well, let's not talk about Kodak recent.
I'm just saying, but that's the point.
Hold on.
We're talking about Drake been in the game for 20 plus years. Cole been in the game for 15 plus. K-Dot been in the game for 10, 11 plus.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are generational talents.
Killed them, but they all at one time.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know that it can happen.
But peep this. Okay. Let's talk about sports, right? How long does it take for the generational talent to wipe out in the sport? As in, like, that guy, these guys, like
12, 15 years.
Okay, so we're reaching that's why I say we're pretty much at the end of that life cycle to where we're getting to the point to where, like, J. Cole barely makes songs anymore. Kendrick Lamar barely makes songs anymore. Drake's making music for the kids, right? Which is fine.
Drake's just keeping his pockets filled.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's fine, but like we're getting to the end of their life cycle to where it's like, okay, these guys are getting to the point to where they're about to stop producing
Okay,
in
but
general.
who you gonna have next? Who's
That's-
gonna be the next
this
classic?
is this is
Who are we gonna have next? We have not seen anyone that has made that kind of step towards that. And plus, I've also seen a lot of young rappers come into the game, get their few millions, then just
disappear.
quit.
Right.
Like,
So look, that's what I'm at. That's where we're at. So look, who was before Drake?
what, Biggie, Nas, or
Like legitimately before Drake?
Like yeah,
Like who was the guy before Drake?
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't remember because I was younger than you.
So we would consider the guy that was before Drake would be
Probably
Tupac or
Jay-Z.
Biggie, or Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Now, how long was it in between? How long did we have in between Jay-Z? Because I won't say Jay-Z entirely
Jay-Z,
because Jay-Z grew up in a
Kanye.
they had a competitive like type of time where it was like multiple people, but they weren't like over the top. I think Jay-Z only became that guy because like just for example, you guys didn't play Jay-Z growing up. You see what I'm saying? That's the point that I'm getting at. The point that I'm making is I didn't hear y'all play Jay-Z.
That worldwide
Right.
artist.
I
Right.
think it's more of it's a different thing because I was talking to my mom and like since the 2000s, music has become like broader, right?
Right.
Like everyone was like locally exclusive. Like,
That was the 2000s. So then that was what I was bringing up.
Yeah.
That was why I asked him. I was like, they didn't play that, right?
Yeah.
So my dad, Zero, Traded Truth, Slim Thug, them the same thing. They're the same age,
Yeah.
right? So I grew up listening to Chameleonaire, all of that.
Yeah.
When I play some of those songs, there'll be dudes that are like his age, and they'll be like, "Why are you listening to that?" Well, that's what I grew up listening to. But then on the flip side, you have Atlanta at the same time. Young Jeezy, Ludacris, Jadakiss, the Outkast. He's from New York, right?
Yeah.
The New York guys, but that to me is where Jay-Z goes. Jay-Z goes with the New York guys.
Yeah.
50 Cent, all of them. They were all active at the same time. So when I bring them up, to me, all of them count because all of them were kind of like popping like really big, and you would get to a point to where you have niche artists, right? He was okay, yeah. 50 was the guy. So, but still, how long was 50 the guy until Drake showed up? When Drake became the guy, how long did 50 hold it? Right, that's what I'm saying. So like, there's a gap in between. Tupac. When did Tupac stop being the guy? When he died. Who came in and took that place? Tupac and Biggie. But was that worldwide or is that just USA wide? I think that's USA wide.
I mean,
So our culture didn't push out to the 2000s, out across seas in a major way. Michael was the reason why that even happened.
So what I'm saying is, it's like you had guys like Tupac and Biggie. I'm almost positive you can ask some Asian dude about Tupac and he'll know who you're talking about at that time too. But Jay-Z, he might not have. Tupac, I'm not gonna say even Biggie. I think Tupac was to that point to where like worldwide, Tupac was a guy that people knew. And it's just and I'm only saying that because we still had a thing of radio. There was still TV. It is hard to know because it's not as
If you ask today, they would say Jay-Z, or they would say Tupac because they know him now.
right.
Yeah.
Well, we're aware.
Because K-pop started because they started getting our music.
And what music is that?
Hip hop.
No. That goes back to our age of groups. K-pop. That's when everyone was having groups, and
That's when you can determine when they would have heard Tupac, when they would have heard these other people, because that's when they started. One of the most popular songs of all time in K-pop world.
One of the most popular songs of all time in the K-pop world was a little known song here, but it took off out there because that's when they got it. That was like mid 2000s, like my graduating, like 06, 07. They got a hold of one of our 90s songs and they flipped that. They made it a worldwide song at that point. It was the same words, just in Korean. But there's no way to tell when they would have gotten the rest of it because that was like 94.
So all I'm saying is this though. That's taking a song and liking the song, and then that song being popularized by a different entire group of people. What I'm saying is the artist itself being that guy. The artist itself. So that's why I bring up Tupac, because like Tupac for the United States was that. Biggie for the United States was that. Even though it was kind of split down the middle, everyone will tell you a Tupac and Biggie song for the US. But if we talk about someone outside of the US, we still have to admit the fact that the U.S. still set the trend for the world. We've kind of been like that for a
And
long
Michael ran
time.
it. Michael ran it through to his death. If
Right.
he went anywhere,
So-
it was him.
So what I'm saying is,
Still running that.
right. So what I'm saying is like if you have Michael bringing that influence, right? You don't think that other people were watching for a Tupac? And I could be wrong about it, but all
It's
I'm gonna
hard.
say
It's
is
just hard to know.
It is.
because we don't have a visual aspect of their music and what they were creating at that same time.
And to me that just goes back into like the fact that there is a lapse whenever it comes to like music. When it comes to having that new guy show up, there's gonna be some time in between.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some time in between, and I feel like that's why I say like we're in a reset time.
So who do you think could be it?
I don't
'Cause I don't
know.
really know who y'all's artists are these days because I stay back in my lane.
Well, what's funny now
Our
is
good contender would probably be like Young Boy. I think he's a good contender. Everybody loves him. But I wouldn't say he's like on.
he's not that guy.
I go
He's
with
not
Baby.
that guy.
I go with Baby.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Lil Baby.
Just Baby. So I think Baby has put it on Drake's music, and you felt that. Put it on Cole's music, and you felt that. Anybody he jumps in on, that song is not quite like Drake's level, where Drake took over your song. But like, think about it, when you heard Cole and then him bounce into that track. Like, you have to be able to blend it and exceed it. He can exceed it. His music is still good. It ain't worldwide yet, but it's still good.
But he's at the point now to where his new music sucks. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's the point that I'm getting at. I'm like, we can't use him because he's not consistently bringing out something that is still the same type of fire. But that's what I mean. No, we do. Let me rephrase this. In terms of like overall popularity here, we have a few guys. Can I really name them? No, because it's kind of blended between our generation and then Shanti and them. Because like they listen to like all that drill stuff, and I'm like, I don't really like that. Like Pop Smoke was the best that I was gonna get into it.
Yeah, but still, even like I listen to how old is Shawty?
She's what, 20?
Okay, but still, I listen to even for their generation. I listen to a lot of like alt, neo soul, all of them, and like they're not popping out as much as they want to anymore. Like
AI take over. They got AI albums.
They got AI music everywhere.
Yeah,
All they got to do is an
that's what
EDM
we
beat
want. That's not
and then
what
put
we
some
want.
words over it. It ain't what you want, but right now, Timbaland, one of the greatest producers of all time, wants to make an AI album.
Yeah, he was screwing people over on TikTok. I was watching the TikTok lives, bro. He was on TikTok live having people come in, showcase some of their songs, and then I don't know if he was making it 110% clear to people that they were going to be using their voice and their talent for AI. And he was screwing people over like that.
Yeah, but that's what's going to do it. Producers make more money than the artists do.
Absolutely.
So it don't even matter about your artist no more. Because right now, with voice modulations and all kinds of additions and things that they make to their music, they ain't got to have no artists out there. Because Michael is still dropping albums.
See, so
Tupac
okay,
is still dropping albums.
So that goes back into the conversation of like, okay, so like, what would you say the current state of music actually is?
Trash.
it's the state of all media right now. It's just the state of all media. It's everyone, all the authenticity that we have. I can't even say
Authenticity.
it. Authenticity. Fuck it.
Let it go.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let it go. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Of all media is just these technology is gonna change, and technology is gonna take over. We cannot generate. Humans don't have they're lacking any creativity to push themselves through.
It's because y'all generation, and I don't mean negative towards y'all, I'm just talking about the younger generation, quick fix. Everybody's trying to get something quick. Everybody's trying to do something so they can make that hit. But they not thinking about the work that people put. It's the
They
reason
don't
why.
think about the legacy of it.
Exactly. It's the reason why Drake, Cole, and Kendrick and them, no matter what they do, they gonna sell 100 million albums. And it really ain't nothing gonna stop that. Because I know for a fact that he went into that lab and he wrote that. Yeah, I know they give Drake shit for using some popular lines, but everybody's done it. One of Jay-Z's biggest songs ever is a Biggie line. But they want quick shit. Everybody wants, I want to get this right now. So I need to do something where I can put an album out in a week. I can put an album out in 2 or 3 days. I can put an album out and the world can get a quick fix of it. And then we just make money off the rest and I can figure something else out. At the beginning, we had artists that Kurt Cobain's didn't realize that his album was going to be fire and the world was going to jump on. They did, and he flopped because he only made 2 songs that he really put his heart into, and then he failed on the rest. So everybody now is just, let me make a quick single EP. Let me put something right there I can put on TikTok real quick. I can make a little dance video on it real quick and then have everybody take it over. And then I ain't got to do shit because I'm going to get that TikTok money. I'm going to get that Instagram money, the Facebook money. The generation that I would say is like 30 and younger only understands quick fixes. Your whole entire lives, you've only been seeing quick fixes. And I'm not even, like you said, you put that on COVID. I'm not. I'm putting that on Vine. Vine did that to everybody. Vine put everybody on quick flash media. All I got to do is be stupid for 30 seconds. All I got to do is have a 30-second clip that makes it. And then all of a sudden that artist becomes somebody that everybody can hit on. That's what this generation is looking at when it comes to music and media all the way around. It has ruined the larger picture of it all.
I would want to be upset at what you just said. Like, a big part of me wants to be like, hell no, but like, you're absolutely right, because that's like why guys like, to me, King Bach isn't funny. I don't think he's funny because he came up off of Vine and he was doing dumb shit on Vine that I didn't think was funny. A lot of those guys that in his era, that era of comedy was really weird because like, you guys weren't funny to me. You guys just ended up, I don't know how it ended up being popular, but you just ended up being popular. And so, you know, you had dudes like DC Young Fly, and I'm not saying he's not funny, but he's not that funny. He had a one-liner that just kind of blew up on Vine, and it was like, yeah. So like, that's why I wanted to be upset, but you're right. Like, you're absolutely right, because I can even think back to when Vine was on its last days. I found out before he showed me Destiny, I found Destiny on Vine. And you want to know what song they were playing on there? Take a guess.
I can't.
It was what's his name? It was Hot Nigga. Midge caught a body about a week ago, and all they did was they showed on the demo, they showed the Warlocks dancing, because in Destiny 1 they had all dance moves and stuff. Okay. And so they had your Warlock would move like he was like hitting the dance. And so that's how I found out about the game.
Okay.
And the game ended up being something that I really liked, but it was because of that one line about a week ago. And how big did that go, right? So like I agree, rest in peace Vine, but TikTok is a lesser version of Vine. Yeah, rest in peace Destiny. Oh my God,
it's sad. It's sad. These people have this like the same creativity of like Pharrell or like Tyler the Creator, but they just don't have the work ethic to keep it going or make a real legacy out of it. Just not like how much money you can get out of it.
These dudes don't care about legacy. Your legacy don't fill your pockets.
Nope.
But they don't understand having the rights to your music. It can't. Like Chris Brown.
It doesn't off front.
Like Chris Brown owns his masters now. So everything he produces now is all under him. Mm-hmm. And he was smart for doing that so young. Yeah. But to a lot of these people, legacy don't mean shit if it ain't feeding my family, putting money in my pockets. Because you gotta look at it when I came up and everybody was doing it, they're getting cents on the dollar. So for every $100,000 that production company was making, they getting $10 or $100 off that. So that legacy and not owning your masters means you don't make nothing. Nowadays, by creating it myself, by having an AI filter, by quickly making it and putting it out myself, I get all revenue. So I'm not saying it ain't worth it. It is worth it to a subsection of individuals that need that quick fix. That's really talking about getting out the hood and trying to do it quickly. Mm-hmm. They can make that work for them. But nah, they're not gonna be here 10 years down the line. They're not gonna be here 30 years down the line. Ain't nobody gonna pull out with Hot Boy in 20 years. I probably might, but we ain't gonna pull out with Hot Boy in about 20 years and be talking about schmurder this or schmurder that. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah. They not gonna stand the test of time. But that's why there's going to be a hard time moving past the group that we have now. Because who's not going to play Love? Who's not going to play Janet? Who's not going to play Drake? Who's not going to play J. Cole? Who's not going to do this? Who's not going to have the few artists that y'all have that I think are actually will stand the test of time? I mean, Lil Baby makes the craziest music in the world, but I do feel like Red Light, Green Light might play in like 10, 15 years just for the fun of it. Yeah. Like, It is still tipping. Ain't never gonna die in Texas.
Yeah. Nostalgia
Slim
hits.
gonna always make money. Slim gonna always make money. He don't even do it much anymore.
Right.
They care about legacy. Slim walked in with his masters because he understood that even if I'm only getting $1, $2 off of every play, it's mine. These dudes don't care about masters because all they trying to do is get that hit and then that check come behind it. So that's where media is at, and that's everything. That's movies and everything, which is why writing sucks these days because now they don't even. You don't go into movies and you don't go into media with the original writer. You buy the whole script from them so you can change shit.
Yeah.
So even if you got a static with Milestone, they're just gonna buy the script from them, and then they're gonna change everything. That's what happens with media these days. They just don't. Things don't stay the same because they have intent and plans on changing things to fit the mold. And these artists want to do fit the mold quickly. I want to make this song real hot, real quick. And then maybe 6, 7 months, 8 months online, once the well dries up, I make another one. But by that point in time, I'm forgotten. They didn't even know I made that song. Yeah. And that's just how media is translating across the board. Make one good season, Avatar. Make one good season, and then fall apart the next. But guess what? You watched it. They have 200 million. They had 200 million views in a week. So guess what? They still breaking bread. That media is that these days. The quick fix, the hurry up and pay me. That's all it is. Legacy does not matter because in 10 years, that Dragon Ball Z movie that came out still gonna suck. But I'm still watch that shit because it's a Dragon Ball Z legacy. They have a legacy behind it.
You talking about Evolution?
I watch that movie at least once a year, man. It's trash. But Jay tell you, I like bad movies. I will watch a bad movie. Why would you
traumatize yourself like that?
Because I know something better comes behind it. I know that the next time I put on Super, it ain't that. But I like bad movies. I like watching. Jay tell you, I ain't seen Supergirl yet, but I'll watch a bad movie. Except Morbius. I couldn't get 20 minutes into that shit. Okay, I couldn't get 20 minutes into Morbius, but that was the only movie that I will. That's the only movie and the only superhero movie I've never actually finished. Because anything, if I put it on, I'm watching it.
What's the best bad movie you watched?
That's tough. Because a lot of movies Pops put me on were bad movies, but if I had to go the best, Last Dragon. That's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay,
you know,
movie all time.
What's crazy?
Right there, yeah.
What's crazy is before he answered, all I kept thinking was this nigga's finna say Last Dragon.
No, it's the worst movie of all time. I care less what nobody thinks about the movie. It is the best bad movie ever.
You want to know what makes his take to me so odd is because in my vision, I don't see that as a bad movie, and here's why.
I appreciate that.
Here's why. I watched it when I was a kid, right? And so to me, the movie was really corny but funny. But I remember I was telling you last episode, as a kid, I didn't have that lens of, man, what the fuck is this? It was kind of, oh, this is actually kind of funny. This nigga's in here kicking down doors, talking about some catches bullets with his teeth.
Catches bullets with his teeth.
And more to the movie. But looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, that does kind of suck. But I'll still say to this day, like, I don't think it's a bad movie. Like,
it's a bad movie in
production
acting,
wise,
bad movie in that quality, but as far as writing and the story, fucking beautiful. I loved it. It's a bad movie because of the aspect of time compared to how they made it. If it was made now, it'd be a whole different film and it'd be dope as fuck. Yeah. But it's still considered a bad movie.
Nah, it's a good movie. It's a good bad movie. Like,
don't be calling me like that.
I couldn't stand Bruce Leroy, but like throughout the show enough made it hit for me. Like these just.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been him for Halloween a few times, and I will be him probably this next year for Halloween.
Yeah, but no, that's good.
So it's funny. You know, you brought up things being changed, as in like to make a quick dollar. Something I wanted to talk about is like Star Wars. I mean, we're not gonna talk about the latest 3 movies. Okay, they're bad, but what they did was they took George Lucas's script and they said, "Fuck that, we're gonna make our own thing," which is why it ended up being bad. But what I wanted to talk about with Star Wars, right, is I don't like Luke. I think Luke has to be one of the worst characters ever made. Luke to me is a shitty character because like he doesn't really do anything until the end of the movies, and he kind of just wastes time and he's in the way. And he just gets the credit of being the name and the face. What that leads me to is I like Anakin, but I don't think the movies do Anakin justice.
You just have more development of Anakin than Luke.
Let me
Luke's
finish.
development was slow.
That's where I was getting at. Where I was getting at is you see Luke kind of get rushed through everything. Anakin, even though he does technically get rushed through, you don't watch the rushing of it. It just kind of happens off screen and then it shows up. But what I was gonna say is the movies don't do Anakin justice, because Anakin doesn't end up being that household favorite without the Clone Wars. Because when you think about the Clone Wars, Anakin actually becomes that badass that you know him to be, which you can say leads him to being Vader. Even though in the movies you do see it, but I definitely think that, and I will admit, the acting for Anakin kind of was, it to me. So Anakin was kind of like whiny. Luke was bitchy. And I feel like there's a huge difference between the two. And I don't know. I just felt like the way that Luke was portrayed as a character was always as if he's that guy. And I'm like, bro, you're not. Your dad's that guy.
Obi-Wan was that guy.
Your Anakin's that guy. Obi-Wan is dope. Obi-Wan definitely is the reason why Luke is able to be who he's supposed to be. Same thing with Anakin. But all I'm gonna say is Anakin's that guy. Luke's not that guy. And I feel like the movies don't do Anakin justice. And to me, the movies make me hate Luke even more, because when I dive into, because I'm a deep Star Wars guy, so I have a whole bunch of books and everything. And when I read the books about Luke, Luke becomes a little bit more interesting because I get to see a little bit more of his development. That's
yeah, but
all.
see,
I gotta
that's
say.
part of the media side of it, that paper can tell more than film can, because you can only do so much in film. You can only go so far. That's why the books have always been better than movie adaptations. But Star Wars didn't start off as a book. It started off as a movie.
Exactly.
So Luke's development was a little harder for them to do, because remember, they had intent for him to train for so much longer. But shit happened. The Death Star was coming. People were rushing. They knew that somebody was coming, so they were like, "Oh, we're not doing this. We not. This would be like if Avatar got to the to Toph, and then Fire Nation showed up. Like, we're doing this right here, right now. We not letting this happen." That's his story. He didn't get to train with Yoda. He didn't get the development that you could have with that character.
Oh, I'm gonna pause you there. Did Luke not leave Yoda when Yoda kept telling him you're not ready?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He wasn't ready. Now, a lot of what saved Luke was Han. A lot of everything was everybody else. He was not ready, so we didn't get to see true development for him.
There's a lot that goes into it. It's Qui-Gon's death, because he was not. Obi-Wan was not supposed to be Anakin's master at all.
Right.
And well, it's Obi-Wan's the catalyst, actually.
And to me, that's why Luke sucks.
Yeah, it's why both of them suck. Like,
what? Both of who?
Both of them.
No, but both of who? Be specific.
Anakin and Luke.
Oh, nigga, you're tripping.
Because Obi-Wan put these ideas in these both of these guys' heads.
And did Anakin actually listen?
No.
All right then. So what do we? No, you mean Luke? And this, when you were saying Obi-Wan is a goat, I'm like, nah. Obi-Wan makes shitty people. Obi-Wan has shitty products.
He didn't get to train him.
He didn't get to train who?
Luke.
Yeah, because he couldn't do it. Because he couldn't do it. No, he went and found Luke, sent Luke. Well, he couldn't beat Vader because he sucks.
He could have taxed Vader in the first, in the number 6. We got
Obi-Wan. All I'm gonna say is that battle at Mustafar, Obi-Wan got plot armor, and there's the only reason why it happened the way it happened is because Darth Vader was already an established character as Anakin, and I definitely believe that Anakin, being the Anakin that we all know he is, does not lose to fucking Obi-Wan at that age. Like, just in general. So anyways, those are my personal opinions. I don't like Luke. I think Luke's a shitty character. I think Anakin is the better, superior Skywalker. I think he's the better, superior protagonist. I think the fact that it became this father-son thing at the end of fucking whatever the last prequel was shitty. It to me, that whole thing sucks. I don't like it.
Okay, so who's better, Raylo or Luke's daughter?
Who?
Raylo Ken?
Kylo Ren? I just wanted to make sure, because I was like, wait, huh?
Kylo Ren.
Or
I didn't really watch.
Wait, or who? Or who?
Or Luke's daughter.
Who's Luke's daughter?
I mean, the other Skywalker one. That's his daughter.
Rey?
No, that's not his daughter. That's
Oh, Han's daughter. Yeah.
Who?
Isn't that Han Solo's daughter?
No,
nah.
That's Darth Sidious' daughter.
Yeah.
Ancestor.
You talking about Rey, right?
Yeah.
Who's better? I don't know, bro. I didn't watch that shit. I didn't pay attention to it. I'm gonna be real. I've tried to watch that movie like 5 or 6 times. I tried to watch it. So there was moments of times when I sat down and I put the movie on and I was like, I can't watch this.
It's hard to get through.
So I
It's
can't.
so different.
I can't tell you. All I can tell you is the character that Kylo is supposed to be playing is like I'll give it the credit that it's supposed to have because you're interrupting. Nah, she doesn't have shit to say here. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Nah, not yet. Not yet. At least at this conversation. We're talking Star Wars, so it's cool. See, that's why I said not yet. That's why I said not yet.
I thought you had something to say.
But so when it comes to something like Rey or Kylo Ren, his whole thing is he's trying to live up to Darth Vader, and he's not a Darth Vader. And I can respect that because it, like, in terms of writing in that character isn't, he's not Vader. He doesn't have the progression that Vader has.
So something you got to remember about him is he's not Force adept in the comics. He was in the movie. He taught himself to be a badass with the blade and said, I won't use Force abilities. He said he's more like Darth, what's his name? With the blade.
What's his name?
Darth Maul. He's more like Darth Maul. He is a badass with the blade. That's his whole thing. He said, I'm so good at this shit, I ain't even got to pull out Force abilities. But that was his whole intent. Darth Vader didn't like using his Force abilities till he was completely flipped. He didn't want to use any of that. So Kylo said, I'm going to be better than him because I'm just going to whoop your ass with this.
So
he just couldn't.
So that's where I say I go back and I respect the character. I have respect for the character because he's not Darth Vader. Yeah. In any way, shape, or form, he's not Darth Vader. So you have a character who is trying to live up to a mantle that he can't live up to. Because we know Darth Vader as the guy he's going across the galaxy wiping out Jedi. Like,
did a lot of that Clone Wars.
No. He did. No. He did. Right. But that was his thing. Like, Palpatine sent him to go do that. And whenever he came into mainly he was looking for Obi-Wan. That was his main goal. Okay, so we do know his main goal was to look for Obi-Wan. Fine, but still, it's one of those things where it's like he was still that guy when it came to a Jedi that was killing all of the people that he sent. He's that guy. I think we've been in here really long. I think we're going on like hour 2. We're close to hour 2. I don't want to rush it because like I feel like this is great, but
You sure?
let me just check the time. And if it's still recording, it's still recording. We're an hour 42. Yeah, we're going on 2 hours. So we got about 20 minutes before we hit the 2-hour mark. And that doesn't mean stop, but I just wanted to make everybody aware.
Okay.
You gonna say something?
Okay, so I want to. How familiar all of y'all are like with Megan Thee Stallion and everything like that?
Not really.
No.
Born in San Antonio, Houston rapper.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you guys know her as an anime?
I've heard of it.
No. Okay.
I don't know which one she's into, but I know she likes My Hero. That's the only one.
Okay, so there's this thing going around about. Well, you know she was at DreamCon, right? There's a thing going around and going about if you're not. How you think of like Megan Thee Stallion is how you think about a black woman. What y'all think about that? I don't mean.
What do you mean?
So.
Do you mean like black women in anime, or just like black women in general?
Black women in general. I go from going from a. Yeah, black women in general. I don't really think of black women as a monolith. So like.
Okay.
I interpret her as just like an anime queen and a singer, an artist, and everything like that. Is there not like any difference between someone's artistry and like
Who they are.
Like, what does it matter that I don't like the things that she does and being a black woman? Like,
That's a hard. The only thing I can say to that is you gotta let people be people. Now you do have a lot of people that aren't who they really say they are. We all know a lot of artists that aren't who they say they are. Yeah. But as far as what she's done is kind of hard to kind of go deep into that because the further and further you go in your career, the more and more you're exposed to so many other things that you really can't judge how you're going to handle until they happen. She's been put in places and involved herself in things that are for the love of the game. Like her anime love, I think that's for the love of the game. I think she loves anime, but she also you have to be more marketable. You have to reach out to others. You have to be a part of things that put her in with Tory Lanez, that put her with other people that could broaden her career, that could push forward. When you excel in life, and when you go and do bigger and better things, like eventually in y'all's career, you're going to be posed to talking to somebody that you might not feel like is right for you, or they're gonna ask you to be doing a skit or some kind of crazy thing that might not feel right for you. But like in everybody else, you gotta kind of do the things in order to kind of propel yourself in some avenues. The reason why you don't like King Batch, you think he's goofy as fuck, but to a lot of other people, he does some goofy shit that's funny. Yeah. And he's had to write scripts where he ends up getting killed in it, but he was the best character in the movie. Like you end up having to do these things. Now your antics outside of that, I believe in separating the person from their life, from their work. It's the reason why I can still listen to R. Kelly. I can know nothing has ever changed for me as far as Michael, because what he's writing about and what he does in his life, those are two different people. The same way Beyonce goes into Sasha Fierce when she writes her music and she becomes a whole different person. Meg Thee Stallion is Megan off that.
I agree.
And she's Meg Thee Stallion when she's rapping.
I agree on that. But it seems like, as of right now, that black women are just untouchable. Like, you can't have no criticism at all when it comes to, if you have criticism about a black woman, you hate them.
So okay. Now I understand where you're going with this.
Like,
now look,
like we can talk about. I agree that R. Kelly goes to jail. Should go to jail for all his wrongdoings. P. Diddy. I still listen to their music though. Their music has nothing to do with any of their crimes.
So like, this is just where I'm at with Meg, right? Okay, you've got bangers. You've got, like, just for example, like I was telling you how you go into a field, you're at a college party, and one of her songs come on. Fine, that's doing what it's supposed to do. But where I get into, like, with her as a person, like, she's involved herself in situations where it's like, I've seen that, like, why did you do that? And then to me, it goes one of those things. And when I talk about black women, it's one of those things where it's like, you guys are kind of doing things and then not expecting anyone to say anything about it. What you do as an artist, what you do as for your work, what you do for a performative aspect, that's one thing. But when you start making decisions in your personal life that, like, actually define who you are, and you don't think that we're supposed to have an opinion, that to me is where this whole argument kind of goes. Because to me, it's like, just for example, like, we're all black, right? Our family is full of black. Well, our family specifically is full of black women, right? Same. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm used to seeing black women. I'm used to them being around. But one thing that I know for a fact about the women that I've been around is when you start to tell them about themselves, they get loud and they don't want you to say it. And I'm not saying that that's something that is unique to black women, but right now that's where the spotlight's at. I'm saying the spotlight is on the fact that a lot of the women, they don't want to be corrected. They don't want to be told that what they did was wrong. But then on the flip side, when they become 40 years old, when they become 50 years old, they're going to demonize the women that are doing the same things that they were doing at the same age. And so what I ask is like, okay, well, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's not okay. What I am saying is let's just judge what you're doing for what it is. But where is this change, as in when you are like 30 to 40, what changes? What ends up changing is now you want to appeal to a different audience. You start realizing that everything that you did previously hurt you. It hurt you. And a lot of women don't want to understand. They don't like the fact that they're like, all right, if you are like, okay, if your whole thing is you want to be married and end up married, right? You should do things that get you closer to being married. And I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes. It happens. You live a life. Okay. But when you want to try to tell someone that they should ignore what you did, that's where my issue comes up. And this is why I say this isn't exclusive to black women. This is exclusive. This is women, period. Right? I've talked to plenty of women where they'll go, but I did that, but like, I don't do that anymore. Yeah, but if you've done it once, okay. You did it twice, you did it 3 times, you did it 4 times. Okay, no, now you started a habit of that. And that's where I'm kind of like, if I ignore that, I need to make sure that I'm understanding that I ignore it. Most women won't even tell you. They won't tell you. And that to me is where the problem comes up, because they'll tell you at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because now that this situation has come up, now I find this out about you. That's where the problems come in. Because if I can consciously make a decision at the beginning of this to understand this is what I'm getting into and this can lead to other things, now I'm aware, and when the situation comes up to
It
where
changes my perspective on what you've done,
right,
what you're doing.
when the situation comes up, now I can go, I knew I could expect this. Like that. Okay, that makes sense. This is a part of who I thought you were, because like your past does make up who you are into the present, even though they can be two different things. Yeah. It just happens like that.
So I'm gonna give y'all a different perspective to look at when you talk about this.
You said something a while ago, and before you get into this, I want to say it because you're who he's talking about. He said millennials should not give dating advice to Gen Zers. Now I'm gonna
That's not at all what I would do.
But it doesn't matter where you're going with it. But this is the advice just with women. We're men here, and I just wanted to say that. So.
Okay, this ain't about dating. Okay. This is a little more in-depth perspective because obviously I'm married and I've got looks on life and whatnot. The thing about coming at black women in the way that you're talking about, holding them accountable to some things, a lot of black women don't feel loved. They feel judged beyond the perspective of we're hardened when it comes to judgment. So most men can hear criticism, and for an extent, we can change a path or change the way they're operating. We don't so much hold what people say about us as much as a woman can, because if you're telling somebody that they're fucking up or they're doing something wrong in a woman's aspect, that can be looked upon as you're judging me as this kind of person, as a woman, as a person that would do these because women are expected to do certain things. Mm-hmm. Whereas for us, you can call him all you want on all of it. He ain't got to change nothing about what he's doing because it doesn't have the same impact. When we move through our world as men, we have specific ways that we will operate. And it doesn't really matter how you say it. I could go somewhere else and that can work. But for a lot of women, judging them in those kind of ways can affect everything about them. It can truthfully affect how they operate, who they want to be around. We don't have that much. I tell my wife all the time, men's friendships and women's friendships are completely different. When I hear her aspect as far as women and when they talk about each other, when they judge each other, black, white, or otherwise, they have so much more feelings. Then when my homeboy told me I ain't shit. You can tell me I ain't shit and I can laugh about what I did, what I said, and how I operated. But for a lot of women, they hold that. That determines how they're going to behave. And if it's coming from a black man that's judging them, then they feel like, well, you're never going to let me grow past this. Now, I'm not saying it ain't right, because everybody should be able to grow from their mistakes and otherwise. And you can hold them accountable for what they've done in relationships and everything like that. It's just that they will hold on to some of these sentiments, and years down the line, it'll still be a thing for them. So they will always feel judged. Even if the next time it comes up, you don't say nothing about it. Yep. They'll walk right in and they will tell you, this is exactly what you did.
You can open the door.
And I will always feel that way.
It's not a private meeting.
It's nice to see your CJ Stroud vlogs. I like it, but that's what you deal with when you think about the idea that black women can't be judged. It's not that they can't. Everybody's judging them. We as men just don't take it as harsh. They look at that and they feel as if they are judged by everybody the same way. It don't matter how many times you tell her, oh man, I love that about you. If 20 people outside of here said that they did not, and that you're effing up and that this ain't right and that ain't right, they are going to hold that. Judgment hurts them a lot worse than it hurts men.
And I'll kind of like add on to that, because I do agree, it's in a sense to where it's like what black women say is black men don't protect them. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I get it. Right. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm getting to. It's like, okay, right. Outside of these rooms, okay, let me be your knight in shining armor. All right, I can understand that. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, why do I have to sweep it under the rug? Why do I have to sweep it under the rug is what I'm saying. I understand, let's make that exception for everyone else, but why do I have to sweep it under the rug? Because on the flip side, you don't sweep shit what a black man does under the rug. Yes. And I'll just go simple as this. You date a white woman, you are marked for the rest of your life.
I just had that conversation with my mom.
And here's the funny thing. Yeah. I've had girls tell me, oh, you look like you date white girls. And what I said was, I've never. But what that let me know was they like me. They like me, but there's something about me that they don't think resonates with black people. And when they see that, they go, well, you like white girls. And I'm like, why do I have to like a white girl in order to be this type of person? And then this goes back into the conversation of, that's why I would go date another girl, because she's going to accept who I am, because it's not packaged in a specific 3 presets, 4 presets. You're not a specific. You don't fit these specific categories.
Yeah.
So right. So it's one of those things where it's like I'm being judged for what I like and things that aren't wrong. I'm being judged for having interests that have nothing to do with a negative characteristics. And I'm being judged harshly by a majority. You're being judged by things that actually do socially negatively impact who you are. Like, let's not pretend like we don't have a social value. Everyone has a social value, and the decisions that you make go into your social value, right? I'm not saying that I can't look past things, but these are also things where it's like, when you see me, you take the judgment of me up front, and that judgment of me up front is how you make your decisions. 9 times out of 10, when it comes to women, you can't take a woman's upfront judgment. You can't take the face value that she's bringing to you. And that to me is where black women go wrong. Most women outside of the culture of black people are brought up to be in the house. Even if they stray away from it or whatever they do, that is always something that they say, my mom wanted me to do. My mom would always act like this. My grandma would want me to do. My grandma would act like this. And when they meet the right guy, they fall into whatever it was because the right guy showed up.
Yeah.
But with black women, the right guy will show up and we'll be like, this nigga wants me to stay at home. This nigga wants me to cook. They'll leave him and then they'll be like, well, he kind of was doing what I wanted. He was kind of doing such and such. And it's like, right. So like, why didn't that kick in for you to realize that the guy that you are supposed to be doing these things for is in front of you? Why did it have to be this thing where you have to get mistreated so long and then realize that, okay, now I need to look for something different? Because I'll even bring up white women. Like Pops and I talk about it all the time. White women come into a situation where like they're so loyal to these guys, as they get older and they stop looking the way they did when they were younger, they get kicked to the curb. So they become older women who are single, but they have all these kids. They have 3 or 4 kids. And now they're realizing the truth of the matter. But the flip side of them is like, it's not that they're less loyal, but they're more picky now. And they're more picky because they have an understanding of, yes, this is what I should provide to you, but I shouldn't provide that to the first guy that calls me cute. And that to me is where it's like, this is where you should learn from other cultures. Because I'll say on the flip side, for black men, to me, I think the coolest shit ever is a Mexican man be able to build a house. I think that is one of the coolest things ever, because he'll tell you, yeah, I built this, I built that, I built this, I built that. And their women will be like, yeah, he built this whole thing. That's a badge of honor. Everyone comes over and they'll be like, oh, you guys have a nice pool. He did it. Cool. Do I think that's something that I should do? No, not 100%. Do I think it would add value to myself? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you're not going to don't use that against me because I don't build houses. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's where I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is like every culture has a different subsect of what they do for their family. And I just feel like black people right now, we're in a rebuilding phase still, right? For however long it's been. But like, we should also be looking at each other on like, how can we build each other up in terms of what we do well already? And I feel like being able to adapt and evolve is something that black people as a culture do well. And so why I'm saying bringing up accountability, let's adapt and evolve together. Because there's things as black men, myself included, might do that you may be like, why do you keep doing that? And I go, I don't know. But at least I'll tell you, I don't know. At least I'll be able to say, yeah, I probably should fix that. Or I might say, it's not changing. Something that I like to say, when a woman meets me, I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't cook. It's not that I can't. It's not that I won't learn. I don't want to. My mom cooked. I grew up that way. My mom cooked really well. I want you to cook. Why? Because that's something that to me means something to me. But if I'm by myself, do you not think that I can't take care of myself in a way that if I have to start learning how to cook, I won't? No, I will. But when you show up, that's what I want you to do. And it's not a job. Do it because you want to cook. My mom liked to cook. It was a competitive thing for her at some point. She liked doing it. Did she complain about it sometimes? Yeah, but it didn't matter. She was still going to do it because she wanted to. And there was like, I feel like when you eat food, homemade food, you can kind of tell how someone prepared it by how you feel after you ate it. So like, that's just why I'm saying, it's like, I mean, I'm not trying to force you to get in the kitchen. If you don't want to, don't. But best believe I'm going to say something. Yeah. Because if let's just say like I was sitting around all day because I made some sort of check that's like $3,000, give or take, that allowed me to sit around the house all day. You're going to tell me I'm not shit because I don't get up and do anything.
Yeah.
Even though I'm still making the money, right? She can be ordering the food. She can be heating food up. She's still making food. She's still bringing food to the table, right? But it's a preference of what you want. If you want your man to be a hardworking man, go get that. Don't turn me into that.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got onto that. I feel like we're a little bit off of what you were trying to say.
No, I think you're still in the realm of it. Just like don't have the same expectations on other people, but don't put that
Fair.
don't have
Yep.
expectations on
Yep.
other people. Not having an expectation on yourself to do something for that person as well. Like,
That's fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I agree.
Now,
That's a good
to lighten it up and then sort of to kind of conclude things, unless you have anything you want to add after this.
I don't know, man. Let me check. Sorry, I'm slow on this. I did have like some pick and pulls.
What does that
like,
mean?
Like let's have like a debates on like if you could choose.
All right, let's do that for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Let me bring it up.
This nigga.
Nigga,
You should have been doing that.
because I didn't go on Twitter. Like
So you saved
so
them. You
I
saved
have it
them.
on my notes. Then I have like
The specifics.
specifics.
Yeah.
on where it's going.
Understood. I apologize.
No, that's cool. I should have had it. Who gave Thanos the toughest fight? It's Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, and Doctor Strange.
What are we talking about here?
In the movie?
Yeah, in the movie.
Well, it definitely wasn't Hulk. Yeah, it definitely wasn't Hulk.
It's Cap.
It's Cap.
I
think
think
it's Cap.
Yeah, I think toe for toe because Cap had Mjolnir, and Thor not being on that list is crazy because I think Thor would be considered one of the ones that gave him a better fight. Like okay, hold on. Before we even like talk about any other characters that are listed on there, Hulk being on there is crazy because in the movie Hulk like got wiped away from the shit very quickly.
True. Yeah.
Been Captain Marvel instead of Hulk.
Should have
really
been Marvel
should've been.
over Hulk because she smacked him around a little bit.
Yeah.
But I gotta go.
But out of all three, all these picks, I think it was Wanda that gave him the.
Wanda's
Give
on
it-
there?
Wanda's
Not-
on there.
Wanda's not. On
Oh, you
there.
talking about like
okay.
Like,
Yeah,
I know
then
that
that's fair.
that's fair because like he had to literally rain down fire to just get him her
That's
off.
facts. But it should have been Carol Danvers because she brought a whole ship down on him.
when
She brought a whole ship down on him.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a piece of shit that he just like got the Power Stone and just punched her out of the like arena and shit.
But on those on that paper, it's got to be Cap because Cap Mjolnir, he broke his shield on him and he still kept going and
That's
did
true.
not. It was about to say Avengers Assemble and he had a half a shield and 3 dudes on the ground.
Yeah.
That man had, I don't know. If we're going by that, it's Cap all day.
I want to say like it's a handicap, but it's Iron Man got the same shit.
Iron Man. Yeah, I think in this.
Wait, are you just going with the end game? Or are you talking about all the movies?
Well,
Because
it's only just
Thor,
too many,
point blank,
like-
period.
It's only 2 movies with Thanos in it. So
But that's what I'm saying. Are you including both? Because Vision gave him some work for a little bit, just a little bit. It more work than Hulk did. No,
Absolutely.
didn't he smack Hulk around the beginning of the movie?
yeah, he smacked.
Yeah, Hulk didn't have a chance.
As soon as
Thor, in the movie with the snap, Thor was putting hands belt to ass
Stormbreaker at
until
that
he
point.
pushed Stormbreaker into him.
Right.
Yeah, it's still Thor. Thor overall, it's either Thor or Cap. I don't think you can really put.
Okay. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I will add. Iron Man definitely like played a huge outside of the snap, right? Iron Man played a huge role in terms of like being there in terms like putting in work. Did he really do much damage? Not entirely.
Iron Man let Spider-Man work because he was
Okay.
worried about Spider-Man in that fight.
Okay.
Most of the time.
But he was MVP. He was like letting the other ones work. He was doing support work as
Right.
Iron Man. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think this is as big of an argument because, like, to me, that argument is kind of weak. What are they saying in the comments?
They're saying
One person, they better just say Cap.
they say mostly it's saying they're all putting theirs in. Doctor Strange, Iron Man. Some put in Wanda. I didn't really read, but yeah, Wanda.
So majority is what?
Wanda.
Okay.
Or Wanda or Iron Man.
She did go crazy.
Yeah, she did. No, that's fair. That's
Which
fair.
came out.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't even argue that. I think she's so busted. Yeah, I think she's so busted that it's crazy. I think they nerfed her a little bit.
Yeah. What was another one?
Here, hold on. Before we get there, because I have one.
Okay.
So, Iron Man and Batman switch places. Who has a better time?
So in cities?
Yeah.
Are we just talking about Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark switching, but they are who they are?
Yeah. So you still get Iron Man from him going to Gotham.
It's Bruce. All you doing is adding fighting on top of brains and money. And remember, most of Bruce Wayne stuff wasn't even made by him. All he had to do was learn to use it. Iron Man, yes, as smart as he was, if you gave Bruce the ability to just put that damn helmet on and tell that thing what you wanted to do, and I already know everything about the people that I'm fighting, the way that he built, I'm not a Batman fan, let's make that real clear right now. He's not one of my favorites. I'm a Wolverine dude through and through, but if you're going to give that man that money, that tech, and not expect for him to already create that plan that he has already done. He's got a contingency plan for everybody he fights.
Okay, hold on.
Iron Man don't live with contingencies.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Let me make sure that you understand what I'm saying. Iron Man is Iron Man when he goes to Gotham. He's gonna turn into Iron Man regardless.
Okay, so he's not. It's not Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne. It's Iron Man and Batman moving.
Right. So,
that's Iron Man all day.
So like, wait, but hold on. And this is the reason why I'm saying Tony Stark and Iron Man going together. So Tony Stark still has Tony Stark things. The difference is his origin is different. So he's gonna go through the Bruce Wayne story mode, but he's gonna turn out to be Iron Man. Bruce Wayne is gonna still turn into Batman, but he's gonna go through the Tony Stark way of it. So
it's still Batman.
All right, and the reason I was saying that is because to me, I think Iron Man has a better time in Gotham because Batman has this thing to where Batman kind of plays around with his villains, as in they keep coming back. To me, I don't think Tony's gonna allow some of these niggas to keep coming back, and they both kind of have like a no kill kind of thing if you go really deep on who they are. But at the end of the day, I'll say Tony Stark Iron Man is a little bit more ruthless. He's a little bit more bloodthirsty.
If you're talking about superior Iron Man, all fucking day long. But if you're just talking about the MCU, he's not killing anybody. He already does not believe in that. But he's not out there like Batman has moral justice. Iron Man don't live with moral justice. He doesn't live with moral justice until after the whatchamacallit movie, the second Avengers movie, when they almost brought down the whole entire Earth on the Earth. Like, he grabbed a moral justice after that, which pretty much tells me that he learned that I can't be this way. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're talking about early Tony Stark doing it, when Rhodey and them was just getting the suits and everything, that's a whole different aspect. But if you're going to tell me that you give me Tony Stark raised with Ra's al Ghul and all of that, he probably better hand to hand, but that moral justice still exists. Ra's al Ghul didn't have moral justice. He'd have a better student than he did with Bruce Wayne.
So that goes...
He would be a killer. So
that goes into why I'm saying I think Tony Stark would have a better time because
he'd have fun because he'd be able to kill everybody, but you'd still be dealing with Batman. I mean, you'd still be dealing with Superman. Everybody would still come after you.
But that changes the story.
Yes.
But
it makes him a villain.
But we're gonna keep Tony as being a hero with Tony as a hero. Because what I'm saying is like the character is still himself, right? So he's still Tony Stark, but he's gonna follow the path of Batman. And the character is still Bruce Wayne, but he's gonna follow the path of Iron Man. So they're gonna go through these both ways.
Moving over that suit to swapping suits and swapping characters, Iron Man's gonna have a much more better time because he's not gonna allow that shit to happen.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking.
He's not gonna allow it to happen.
That's what I'm asking.
Batman's hoping that you're going to better yourself.
Right.
Iron Man don't give a damn about you bettering yourself. He just like, hey, just come stop.
And Batman's giving you the benefit of the doubt to where he's gonna tell you like, I can end you, but I'm trying not to. And I don't think that works. I think
Batman would not have as much fun of a time because the Marvel villains are more.
That's what I'm saying. No, he's gonna die.
They're like,
he would have to use the Hellbat suit every time he fights.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to not have to use it because even as low as MODOK would mess him up.
Yeah,
everybody, he would never have fought Hulk. Don't matter what you're doing because Bane and Hulk are nowhere near the same.
Hell no.
Yeah,
he does not have. That would be like Clayface, Bane. As one with that strength. That's the only comparison, and that's together. But yeah, no, Penguin would be dead. He wouldn't have money. He would just buy his company from him. He would just take the thing that maybe that Bruce Wayne should do, just take everything from you because he has the ability to. He was buying up buildings in the middle of the movie just because he wanted to put a seat right there.
Right.
Like, that's petty, but Iron Man would own the block.
Right.
And then he'd restructure the city. And then it would be like, you can't because I know exactly where you at.
And this to me goes back into where I say like Batman has like this play thing going on because Batman kind of wants to keep everyone alive. He wants to kind of keep people locked up, but like learn their lessons so they could come out better. Batman sort of is in support of Arkham Asylum. He's not necessarily in support of everything that comes after the asylum, but he has this thing of he wants people to reform themselves, and that's how he moves. And I don't think that's conducive to an environment like Marvel. I think, like you said, when he gets into an environment like that, bro, do you think these niggas give a fuck? No. It seems like in DC they care a little bit more, but they don't really. But they're tame enough to where like Batman can kind of keep the city within its reins, because you know you have guys like Damian showing up. Damian to me waxes everybody if he's able to like fully grow into being Batman. Damian would be the guy that would be able to give Tony a fair fight in this situation. Nightwing, ability wise, maybe. Bloodthirsty wise, no. Jason Todd, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we're not even gonna talk about what's his name? Who's the other Robin? Tim Drake. Tim Drake doesn't even count.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about him. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Stephanie Brown then?
Who?
Stephanie Brown?
Who the fuck is that? Batgirl?
That's the other Robin.
Oh, I've never heard of her. Nope.
Okay.
Never heard of her. Now, Absolute Batman? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I haven't read too much of his comics, so I can't give an exact ruling on that. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Shit. Man. I should have been looking at.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Damn, we going up on Instagram.
Telling you. You just trust the process, bro. While we're waiting, don't stop looking, okay?
Yeah.
Do you think black people black-splaining things is a better explanation of everything?
What?
Actually, no. I hate black splaining.
Cool.
I hate black splaining. When we actually got to, so like one of my wife's best friends is white. She asks us a lot of questions on why we do what we do.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about that. No. I mean, someone's watching an anime, right? And they're telling you about what's going on. So the way a black person is gonna explain like a Dragon Ball Z type of thing is gonna be like, man, that nigga Goku showed up, and them niggas was like, oh man, my nigga Goku here. So now Goku's here. Goku said, hey, bitch ass nigga, look, we can only do this one or two ways, or I'm gonna die or you're gonna die. So let's get it. That's what I'm talking about.
I prefer that.
Okay. That just makes sense.
Because if you get too political into the story, I lose interest.
Okay.
But it's kind of like that whole bam. So there I was.
Exactly.
Like if I walk into that, hey, I'm
that's
locked.
what I mean. All
But
right.
if you start off with, well, I woke up on Tuesday
See,
and then
no.
Frieza was out here taking over Namek, and it's like, nah, just get to the fight.
Right.
What happened to you? What did you
Right.
see? But if you walk into bam, there I was. If there's a there I was. Oh, I'm locked. I'm locked. Skip to the. I know you're gonna only give me the juicy bits.
Because something that I always find funny is like you'll have black dudes on Facebook and everything and TikTok wherever, and they'll break down comic books and they'll be like, yeah, man, so this nigga Flash said, all right, bro, fuck what they're talking about. I need to go take care of this. And it just makes you locked in. Like you said, you're locked in because it's like he's giving you anchor points of what's going on and you don't miss anything.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell you the whole thing. Right. All right, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I agree. Like it's needed. Shit. Okay. Which era? No, that's too much. That's too much for me. Who would you be friends with in? Who's your friend group out of these characters? You're going to choose three of them. You got Virgil Static. You got Danny Phantom. You got Ben 10. Kim Possible. You got Penny Proud. You got. I don't know who this girl is. Y'all know? Oh, right here.
Oh, that's her from the
Mary's.
Thornberries, the daughter from the Thornberries.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That ain't the daughter from Thornberries. That's a different show.
It's Letters Rocket.
It has. Yes.
I don't know. Whatever.
Well, it's obviously not her. It
obviously
can't be
not
her.
Miles Morales and Jake Long and Peter Parker.
Okay. Give me. Let me see.
I know you got.
Give me Static, and I can only pick three.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's gonna have to be. Oh, this Peter.
Yeah, that Peter from
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Kinda. Not
Oh,
really,
yeah.
but kinda.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But cartoon wise,
Spectacular
Spider-Man.
that's
Yeah,
what it was.
yeah. That's the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I want that one. And give me Danny Phantom.
Okay.
And Ben is an honorable mention.
Ben? Okay.
Yeah, every now and then.
Who
I'm
you
gonna
got?
take Danny. I'm gonna take Penny, and I'm gonna take Miles.
Okay.
I grew up with
Right.
three of these,
Absolutely.
and Miles is probably the most important one on there with respect to Static. I think Miles is the most important on that list.
Why? Because he's like new gen.
I think Miles is
Because
just
he's taking away the face of Marvel, which was Spider-Man for so many years.
He's taking the face of Marvel, and he is, I don't want to be dampening it to those that don't like him,
Yeah.
but they made the most incredible movies
I was actually just talking to.
off of him.
Okay, yeah.
So
keep going.
he is, I don't like it because I think we need to just be hard. Like, I think it just needs to be Blade and those hardcore characters, but he is softening their view on us as far as being a hero. He is emotionalizing. They're normalizing us and our thoughts and seeing how he's being, separated from the group and being told that he's not a part of it. I think Miles is the most important part of the Marvel universe right now.
Got
And
it.
that right there tells me that Miles over all those, and I think Static is great. I love Static for you. That was the only one I was cool with you watching growing up because I thought Static was great. One next man, but not quite, But I think Miles is the most important character that we have for us in this set, in this universe right now.
I didn't get to go.
Oh yeah. Let me let you go. Let me let you go, and then I got something to say.
Yeah, I was just talking about with Vincent, our barber, and everything like that. Miles, well, I'm just gonna go with mine. That's
No,
a
he
different-
knows who
that's
Vince
a whole-
is, right?
that-
My boy.
Yeah. I was just gonna. That's gonna go to a whole different topic, but mine are gonna be Miles Morales and Jake Long. But now, what I was gonna say about Miles is that when I was talking to Vincent, I've been hearing that Tom Holland is gonna be pushing like Miles for a Miles storyline,
Right.
in the next few years. But Vincent was saying that due to capitalism and white power and in the Hollywood space and everything like that, that we're never gonna get that. I understand that they have been kind of milking Tom Holland Spider-Man. He's the best Spider-Man that we had. That's long term in a while, and he's going for another 2 movies, both being and another Spider-Man movie.
Well, he's got another Spider-Man movie after this one. I think it's one more.
Yeah, I think it's one more. And what do y'all think about that? What's your thoughts that even though that Tom Holland is trying to push another Spider-Man to be like accurate to the source material, that he needs to push the mantle onto somebody else, Miles Morales? How do y'all think about?
So I feel like he just answered that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay on topic of this, and I have something else to say after this. 'Cause it's on the subject, but it's kind of a little different.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where the more you come out with the Spider-Verse movies and those cartoon movies, right? And so it opens the door a lot better for this character to be brought in. Like you were saying, it makes it easier for people to accept him because you're not just having to watch him on TV. You're watching him in a movie theater. So you're used to him being the main character. You're used to seeing him have an hour, 2 hour long movie that's focused on him. You're used to seeing him be Spider-Man. There's a lot of kids nowadays that know Spider-Man is Miles Morales. It's one of those things where I'll call it like a soft launch. You kind of soft launch the character into popularity. So I don't think that it won't happen. I think it's just going to be a little bit, you just have to kind of chip at it a little bit longer with the cartoon.
Right.
You have to kind of like slowly ease this character in. And this goes into what I was going to say about Static. This was the problem with Static. Static was never eased into the world. Static was never eased into continuously showing up, continuously having things that allowed him to be a part of what's going on within DC. And this is what I think Marvel is doing better. Marvel is already kind of seeing that they're going to deny this character if you instantly pop him up and let him be who he's supposed to be. They're going to deny it as much as you can. He's already in a video game. He's the side main character of the video game. Like the game is about him.
Yeah.
So when you think about that, you've already put him in people's faces. He's already sold on a high level, as in worldwide, multicultural. So you're not trying to, like the argument earlier, you're not trying to go at a niche audience. You actually have something that's general. And you also have a younger fan base that saw it as a movie, not as a TV show that you had to catch, because you had to catch the TV show at that time, right? You couldn't, there was no DVR where you could play it back. And that's still speaking in ancient times, because now you have streaming. Where can you stream Static Shock?
I think you can.
I don't.
Like Tubi or something like that. One of those apps has it.
HBO
Something has it, but the fact that it's a question, you gotta find it.
Yeah.
And
I
you
don't
have to
watch
have
DC.
it. And when we were growing up, Static was on one of the free channels, so you didn't have to have the premium package for cable in order to watch Static. So you definitely have a better opportunity with Miles just because of how he's being introduced. That's my take.
So, like I said earlier, Miles is probably the most important character for us because you do have to soft launch Black. You do have to put us in those spaces for everybody to see before they'll accept it. This capitalism is a thing that is very racially biased.
Right.
And it does affect everybody in those aspects. So you have to consider that. Well, like you said, you got to spoon feed everybody. You got to give them a little bit. That's why characters, when they get their big break, it's after they were already shown in a different movie, on a different show, and that it's just, you know what I mean? It's going through. Miles is a great aspect for that because Miles is, he's simple, but you know his story already. So the thing that works for Miles in this effect is that every Spider-Man story starts different. So even if they rewrote a movie and put him in it, we rewatch that story again because we've watched Spider-Man get bit 3 different times. 4 different times actually, except for Tom Holland. We walked into his, but they didn't want to tell that story anymore. I always talk about when I talked about Superman. They always used to show Superman stories. Always the thing flying into Earth. Now if they did the Black one, it would be a different story because there is a Black version of him on the same planet and whatnot. But he is a easier one to digest because we've known about him. Kind of like Gwen. Everybody, there was a joke at first. Spider-Gwen was a joke. Gwenpool, a joke, but they would kill to see that movie. They would kill to see that show. It's soft launch. We have to get soft launch, like you talked about last week, into horror. We had to get soft launch into those. Our first run at horror was Scary Movie because Black horror movies are very dime a dozen. Anything that we do, Black good ones. Tubi makes some bad, terrible movies, but anything we do, it feels like it's not our lane.
Hold on, wait. He has something to say.
So what?
Blackula wasn't good.
So what?
Blackula.
So
Or what's the one?
Hold on
with, Eddie Murphy.
He's talking about Vampire.
Oh, Vampire in
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
That's a movie. That's a movie. That is a cultural movie. Those are the kind of movies that make people feel like we can't fit in because everything in there was very color based. Spider-Man kind of filters through the world today. He's living in what he lives today. He deals with the problems that kids deal with today. He fits in to kind of like feed you into, okay, so we're just not all thugs, gangsters, and killers. He's a hero, and he's beginning like Spider-Man did, and he's working his way through. He's fighting his uncle. He's fighting, he's going to fight himself in the next movie. He's fighting the villain of himself in the next movie, potentially. That is what we have to do in order for us to make it into movies. And to have somebody like Tom Holland kind of push that, or then you end up having somebody like Robert Downey pushing Brandon T. Jackson movies, or something like that, getting somebody up